over the weekend at Joint Base Charleston. They confirmed a, quote, mishap involving an F-35B Lightning II jet.
The Raptor.
So the pilot had to eject. The Joint Base didn't give further details on the incident or what specifically prompted the ejection, but it did request the public's help in locating this missing jet. They think it was an autopilot. There's no crash, and they have gone on social media saying, hey, if anybody finds this jet, this $80 million jet, please let us know.
Wow.
Still, as we record this, has not been found.
Is there a reward?
Must be in the ocean, right? It has to be in the ocean.
Yeah, the transponder stopped working.
I don't like these ejection seats. That's $80 million of taxpayers
Great
paid.
for cartoons.
I want you to hang out and really try to save that jet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'd punch out immediately. Like if a fucking warning light came on the dash, I'd be like, I'm out of here.
We need that leash that surfers have. You know?
Yeah.
Just stay attached to it.
Oh, no, you don't.
How is this possible? This is not
That's exactly
impossible.
right.
Wait, in the United States?
Yes.
Because this
United
definitely
States
feels like Hungary to me, or some place that's weird. This is in the United States.
Right.
We cannot find.
They can't find the jet. They're not giving away too many details. They think it could have still been on autopilot. They are saying there's no way it's in the air now. That's some information they've given us. The jet's
Can they say to the pilot, what direction were you facing? Like he's like, I was facing Bakersfield.
Yeah. So the pilot's alive. He got out safe and sound.
Pilot's alive, was taken to a local medical center in stable condition.
He must know, where he was headed and what he was over.
Yeah.
And how much fuel was in it, because presumably
It's not known how much fuel was in it at the time of ejection.
Now let me give you this.
But wait a minute.
It's crazy.
Now look, you cannot take one of those planes off without saying, here's how many pounds of fuel is on this plane. Like they know what it's at. Then they know how long he flew before he ejected and how much fuel the plane uses per hour, per minute, or whatever it is. So they should have a real good idea of how much fuel was on this plane. But
also, could they?
Yeah, so the authorities believe there was a possibility that it could have remained airborne for some time. Though as of noon Monday, they are certain it's no longer flying. Still have no idea where it is. They're asking for the public's help to locate this jet.
For the public's help. Well, the public tried to find Brian Laundrie, and that didn't work out too well. We also have been trying to find Bigfoot. I don't know where this. We're no good at this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is that Gabby Petito's?
Gabby Petito. We tried to find her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This was the Gabby Petito of planes, maybe.
We've lost way too many planes in our history.
You would think it's got to be in like a lake somewhere or an ocean. It's got to be on the water.
The Gabby Petito story I love because first all America is looking for her.
Yep.
And then about 10 minutes later, CNN and MSNBC, they start bitching. If she was a woman of color, we wouldn't be looking for her. And my answer is no, if you're hot, we'll look for you. Like whatever color are, but if you're fat, we ain't looking.
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
If Gabby Petito put on about 40 pounds,
my God.
No search party. That's how it works.
That's
if you're good looking, we want to find you. If you're fat, nobody looks for you.
We're looking for Jen Aniston, but fucking.
If she gets out, we'll go look for her.
Let's hear Huckabee
More
Sanders
incentive to stay in shape, right?
Give us a beat.
Just in case. Stay in shape.
Yeah.
That's good enough reason. Stay in shape.
Yeah.
That should be Weight Watchers slogan. Stay in shape. You want to be lookable.
They show up.
You want to be findable.
You show up 3 days later, like a husband's house. Like,
oh, man.
She's been gone for 3 days. Did you try the Taco Bell? Maybe she'll walk off.
They just got some new Mountain Dew blaster. Yeah, she's probably on 3rd Street. Oh man. Well, I don't know. The public.
We should try it. Have Lena Dunham go missing, and have Jennifer Aniston go missing, and we'll see who we look for.
She goes back and forth. Where is she now in her weight loss journey? Yeah,
she'd have to.
She's a fluctuator.
Oh, she's a fluctuator. Yeah. Okay.
I'm guessing they'd find Jennifer Aniston real quick.
We certainly mount a party.
Yeah, right.
It's a search party.
Yeah,
it's
dogs,
a national
birds,
emergency.
Yeah, everyone's looking. The GoPros.
Yeah, I will include Jennifer Aniston. Was I telling you about Sofia Vergara? That's The two people I don't need to hear from ever again is Sofia Vergara and Jennifer Aniston. It's like Jennifer Aniston tells Variety. It's like, I don't care what she
What if
says.
it's like to listen to Sofia Vergara speak? Like, there's something about her voice is like...
Oh, God, every one of those entertainment shows, it's Sofia Vergara. It's like, please, shut up. She barely speaks English. She doesn't have a thought in her head. It's crazy.
There's also certain people that, you know, I think, and more often than not, we don't welcome like an actor's, you know, bigger picture ideas. But like, and there've been a handful that have really like, you know, I feel like Sean Penn gives a big fuck, you know, and actually like cares on many levels. But those people are few and far between.
I would like to hear what Sean Penn has to say, but I do not give a shit what Sofia Vergara has to say.
Well, what if me and Sophia have the same ideas, Adam?
You and Sean, Sean and you.
What if we both care about Ukraine? Sophia might be able to articulate it better.
I think Sean will be on this show coming up.
No way.
Oh, wow.
He's been on before.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's been on before.
Wow.
Of course he has.
Right
Cool
on.
guy.
Yeah.
I met him at the Laugh Factory once, and he couldn't have been cooler. And even he looked like he was smoking a cigarette indoors.
He was.
But he looked like he was, and I was like, I couldn't tell with the lights, but I'm like, if he's not, he still has the aura of a guy who's just like, I do things a little differently.
Yeah.
In the
Interesting
wild,
dude.
Yeah.
And his brothers are certainly interesting
And funny
as well.
I mean, that's when he was on SNL. I mean, just to fuck. I think he did some really great church lady sketch back in the day.
He's talented.
Yeah.
I want to see him pull out like a Spicoli line, you know, into a line from Fast Times.
That's a remake I would be a part of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Imagine. That'd be cool. Spicoli's granddad.
His best line in that movie is the throwaway line when he comes in to talk to Mr. Han, and he's like talking to him, and then he goes, I know that dude. Like he's pointing. There's a dude in the back of the class that he knows. I don't know why that always struck me.
That's a good one.
So funny because it's not even a joke.
No.
It's just what his character would say if he was talking to the teacher. He doesn't say anything about the dude. He just acknowledges. Oh, do we have it?
Wow, good pull.
Wow, is that a good pull?
Man.
Great character actor, this teacher.
All right, you can go put some head on it. Sorry.
Sorry, it's a 6-second clip. That's where it started.
Oh, okay, yeah. They never even show the dude he's pointing to. He just
I wonder
knows
if that was
the dude.
improv. Could have been.
He's in a class. Yeah. All right. So.
Well, anyway, that's Jet still missing. So good luck finding it, everybody.
Found.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a reward. All right, so let's see. There's a few apologies going around. I guess we could start with the writer strike that we mentioned earlier. So Drew Barrymore, I mean, she has gone through the ringer here. First, she announced that she's going to resume production of her show.
Yeah.
It gets they pick it, they complain, all the writers, so then she releases like some weird video apology where she's just talking to the camera. It's like it's
not great.
It's over 4 minutes long.
She cries, and then
she cries.
An apology is always weird when you cry and go, I'm sorry, but then go, but also suck my clit.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, well, Oh, this was after the National Book Awards ceremony rescinded in light of her decision to return to her daytime talk show. They rescinded her invitation to host it, their award show, because she resumed production. Like, hey, we're a book award ceremony. We love our writers, so we gotta take away your.
Everyone's just posturing, right? I don't know who really cares, but anyway.
Well, here's some of her apology.
Yeah, her promise is she cares about being likable, and that's untenable position in today's society.
I feel like the backlash could also be that she outed E.T. and some people are like, bitch, he was trying to live and assimilate. He was just hiding in a closet eating Reese's Pieces, and you were like freaking out.
I don't care if you're a kid.
Yeah, his fingers were long, like, but whatever. He was.
She's got to.
Don't be hating on the long fingers.
Don't be hating on the long fingers.
So let's hear it.
I deeply apologize to writers. I deeply apologize to unions.
Also, pick a lens to look into.
I deeply apologize.
Oh, it's lost.
Oh, no. Yeah, I can't with this.
I wonder what Sofia Vergara's take is on this.
I don't exactly know what to say because sometimes when things are so tough, it's hard to make decisions from that place. So all I can say is that I wanted to accept responsibility.
All right. And so, by the way, this apology, she did all of this, but she still said, but The show's
going on.
The show's
Yeah,
still
so
going
it
on. Everyone's
negates
really
everything.
upset. They're mad about her wallpaper.
The Instagram comments are flooded with a lot of verified accounts being like,
they're upset.
I'm disappointed. A lot of big name people that are just like, what are you doing? Like, we got to stand. Like, if you really care, pay your writers. I think I saw her estimated worth be dropped out there, and it's like, if that's what you care about, well, everybody, all these shows want to get back to going. But I do understand too at a level she's at and the high profile. Yeah, like it pulls a little bit of the rug out. Sorry, too soon. But
are
it
they
pulls
mad
a little bit
at
of the rug
her
out.
more than Bill Maher?
I think it's equal.
It's about equal, but Bill Maher hasn't done a public crying video in his kitchen, or has he?
No, not yet. But everyone's mad at Drew Barrymore's apology. She deletes this video from her Instagram.
She did.
She deleted it.
Oof.
And she posted a new thing. And and I will read you what it says. I've listened to everyone, and I'm making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over. I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt, and of course to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. We really tried to find our way forward, and I truly hope for a resolution for the entire industry very soon.
She should just do the fucking show because now she's on record as wanting to do the show, which is enough in this town.
Well, I think deleting the video is more damning than anything, right? It's like you did it and then you took it down, right?
Right.
So,
or is it a PR stunt where it's like, now we're talking about it, now we can't wait to see the show come back because that first episode will be here doing a monologue being like, so I was sorry for her, and then we're all like, but or does that first show have to be a banger? Does she have to have on Tom Hanks and Obama to go like, you fucked up,
and in that apology video, she's even like, hey, there's no PR company doing this. This is all me.
No bells and whistles.
Right.
Exactly.
Here, let me give you something. We are in a post chicks crying, we give a fuck era. Chicks grow up knowing that all they got to do is start the waterworks and everyone comes around.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it works. It works when you have a daughter. If she starts, if your daughter starts crying because she doesn't get to ride shotgun to the movie theater and back, and you'll tell your son, you fucking ride outside the car, dude. She's crying.
You're walking.
And then your son's will be like, well, she got shotgun on the way. Now she's got shotgun because she's crying. Get out of the car.
Yeah. Sorry.
So
that shit is effective.
Women get it baked in early and often that they just start the waterworks and everyone will stop. We're not living in that time anymore. There's way too many angry bitches online who are like, I tried that shit too. I know one when I see one because that's what I do, and no one gives a fuck anymore. It used to be if you broke it down and cried, people would go, all right, okay, all right. No mas.
Yeah.
We're not there.
But also, don't you think less is more? If you're gonna cry, apologize. Like, you can't just like bask in the lens like that for 4.5+ minutes.
Yeah.
Just like trying to find the words. No, fucking. I mean, that should have been a.
She needs writers. She's proven she needs writers.
Wow.
That needs to be punched up.
Now more than ever, you need writers for this speech.
1,000%.
Well, the other show that was in the news for resuming production was Bill Maher, Real Time with Bill Maher. So he went out saying, hey, I have a crew. We got to resume production here. It's not just the writers that are getting paid and losing their jobs. It's the rest of my crew. So what we're going to do is I'm not going to have a monologue because I consider myself a writer too. No monologue, no new rules. We'll just keep it to panel.
So he can't even write for himself.
Right.
And if we think like I bet you thought of that earlier this afternoon and wrote it on a cocktail napkin, then we can cry foul.
Right.
Well, look, Bill Maher has
just panel. I'm fine with that.
12 to 16 writers, probably. I mean, this shows have a lot more writers than you think, but his whole crew is 85 people.
Yeah. Right.
So, the writers don't even represent 10% of all the grips and camera operators and audience people and stuff. There's an army of people you employ to do a show that's so why should they be held hostage by this small group of people who get paid a lot more than they do?
Yeah.
Arguably,
to do their job. So.
So he said him and his team had been hopeful that the strike would be resolved after Labor Day, but he's like, look, there's nothing moving, so nothing. We're just going to resume. And he said, look, and I'll be honest, the show's not going to be as good as it was because we don't have writers. But here we go. So
and now, but celebrities can't go on the show, aren't going to be able to show up on the show either.
Well, we won't find out because today he has announced he is not resuming production.
Oh wow. Man. Yeah. I was imagining a call between Bill Maher and Rob Reiner, and he's going like, Bill Maher's calling Rob Reiner. He's going, you want to come on the show? And Rob Reiner would be like, I can't cross the line. I'm very solid there. I'm solid in with the writers and the actors unions. Okay, because we're not doing a monologue and we're not doing new rules, so that'll give you an extra 18 minutes to talk shit about Trump. So it's just me and a round table, no monologue, no new rules, no sidebar interview, just an extra 14 and a half minutes to fucking talk shit about Trump. God damn it, Bill. You know I can't cross the fucking line.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Put me in a bad position here, man.
So,
So he's not doing it either.
Yeah, he announced that my decision to return to work was made when it seemed like nothing was happening. There's no end in sight to the strike. But now that both sides have agreed to go back to the negotiating table, I'm going to delay the return of Real Time for now. And
I have an announcement.
Get this done.
I'm going to host both their shows. I'm going to put them back on their feet. I'm going to host the Drew Barrymore show in the afternoon, and then in the evening, I'm going to host Bill Maher's show.
Okay.
And I'm doing it.
Who's your first guest on the Drew Barrymore show?
Rob Reiner.
Right?
Talk shit about Trump.
So we thought we were getting both those shows back.
Now, how come did you guys already discuss? Did it not make it into the Rolodex of news, but was it this past weekend, the Boebert Beetlejuice
you want to talk about?
Squirting? Yeah. I don't know.
Let's talk about this.
That's a very, there was footage of it. It's,
okay,
I think a lot more people are getting handsy in musicals than we are anticipating.
So this is in Denver. They're watching Beetlejuice. This is Lauren Boebert, Republican representative, and she got kicked out. And according to her, she's like, look, I was just singing. I was guilty to laughing and singing too loud, and maybe being a little more obnoxious.
Was that her opening thing?
Well, there's the conversation you have before you think there was a surveillance camera, and then the one you have after the surveillance camera.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So that was what she said. There's footage of her being asked to leave.
That's all I saw.
Escorted out. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
Oh yeah, so this is the footage. So you can see the guy kneeling down, getting on her level.
Is there an over the pants HJ in eyesight here?
No, this is just her getting kicked out. But
for vaping.
Let's go to the next clip.
She was vaping hard.
So she said people were complaining that she was vaping. She was snapping pictures. And then there's this clip here, zoomed in, with her and her date. Her date is touching her chest, her boobs, just fondling
Also,
up.
what a weird,
And then as the show is going on, and then her hand is now going to go to his crotch.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
And so there's some fondling going on.
Yeah.
She was married for 18 years, I think.
Yeah, she was.
Is this her husband?
Married, no. So she's divorced in May.
Oh.
Very public divorce. So she's saying look.
So look, here's what. Yeah, okay. So freshly divorced, back into the dating pool.
Yeah.
Right? Everything. You're in the honeymoon phase, even if you just met the busboy at the Holiday Inn Express. Right.
Yeah.
Everything is a fuck opportunity. And who said that?
Yeah. Will Rogers.
Yep. And he meant it when he said it. And I think when you look at Boebert, you go, she's, you get turned on in places that you're not expecting to.
Right.
Now look, Beetlejuice the musical, the funniest backdrop for a over the pants hand job and a boob fondle. I think based on that footage, she should go back and watch the game tape and go, I mean, there's just sitting, not even looking at her, just kind of grabbing it, almost like he was, the woman in the Lionel Richie music video looking for a door handle, hello, he looked like a blind guy trying to find a titty.
I don't know, where are you guys down,
He found it.
Got a couple thoughts. She looks like McLovin from that movie, Superbad. Right, she's got a look to her. She
With the
looks
glasses,
like McLovin. Yeah,
the walk.
All right, but what do you guys come down on privacy things? I know everyone hates her, but you're being filmed in a dark theater.
I'm addressing the activity.
You think you have anonymity there. It's dark where you're from where you're sitting.
Yeah.
You can do whatever the fuck you want because it's dark and you're not being filmed. But then we have infrared cameras and you are being filmed and we get to fucking, it's the thing Apache helicopter pilots use doing night missions. And all of a sudden we can just film. I've done in the dark movie theater, I've done my fair share of nose picking and ball scratching and got, sneaking a beer in there and sucking off the beer. Always rolls down to the bottom. But the point is, I have a sense of I'm in a protected area here. I'm not being filmed.
Yeah, I remember I was kissing a girl on the Haunted Mansion ride when I was a teenager at Disneyland, and they stopped the ride.
Really?
He got on the intercom.
you were kissing?
Yeah, and they're like, "Please keep it appropriate."
Well, how
They,
were you-
stopped the
Wow.
whole-
Were
they
you
stopped-
discreet?
And if
That's
you stop
crazy.
one of those little buggies, the whole thing
Yeah,
stopped.
oh, yeah.
Well, I got a hand job on Pirates of the Caribbean in 2006.
Hell yeah.
From my ex. Shout out to Liz. I'm not going to say her
Shout out
last name.
Liz.
She knows who she is. She then cheated on me with a cameraman in Reno. So karma. But so she's very happy. I wish her all the best. But so we're in the ride and it's very dark. And you don't want to talk about a dark experience. Like that was, there was, I mean, and
It's
you know,
like
I think
full lights out.
The only thing that gave it away is the fact that when I come, I go, "This is the best hand job on a Disney ride ever." So that gave it away. But other than that, like nobody knew what was going on. We were in the last row of the seat. I mean, look, I chose the wrong time to come. It was right when like I locked eyes with a pirate that was like, and I was like, so now you know that's all I see every
Yeah.
time. So that's on me.
You still
but-
get flashbacks of that, like
I still
in
get
the moment.
flashbacks, yeah. Just Johnny Depp, I'm like, "Are you done yet?" You know. And, but,
Can you speed this along?
Hurry up, we're almost at the finish line. Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
So this guy that she's with, he's like an owner of a bar in Aspen, and now everyone's review bombing his bar. He's a Democrat, by the way.
It's
like
a gay bar, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, they do drag shows there and everything. So now everyone's confused. Like, what is it? Which is it? Bobert.
Well, she's a woman first,
Yeah.
and a politician second.
But again, Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
Beetlejuice.
that's an interesting
Like,
venue,
you
right?
couldn't have gone to a fucking, I don't know, a David Blaine show or like something that's, well,
Yeah.
maybe I'll actually hear, I will immediately combat that with, yeah, I don't know the songs of the Beetlejuice musical, but I'm assuming it's loud and.
There's something
you know,
cool about doing it in a really inappropriate place, I guess.
Oh,
Right,
sure.
Skip?
Yeah,
At
yeah,
the Rock
absolutely.
Island?
Yeah, it's the thrill of getting caught, right? It's
Yeah.
like it's yeah.
One of the few guys who tried it doggy style and got rug burns on his forehead. Normally it's the knees. It's the knees and elbows that take
my
the beating,
God.
but never the forehead. But when you go vertical,
Hey man, you got to do what you got to do, bro.
we should have played the Home Depot theme song after you said that.
I love that song.
Jillian Michaels, our favorite in studios, got a podcast out, Keeping It Real with Jillian Michaels, also a fitness app taking the world by storm. Jillian Michaels is where you can go for the fitness app. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you.
So stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff for you.
Let's go.
A lot of vax stuff has been coming out. I never took a very strong stance one way or the other. I was very much, if you need it, you should get it.
Right.
My 14-year-old son doesn't need it, so he shouldn't have to get it. I don't really need it. I know many who don't need it, but I have elderly parents who should get it. And it was a pretty simple equation for me. Like within my own immediate family, I had a son and a daughter, 14, fit, thin, and healthy. And I said, I do not want them to get vaccinated because, and I think people do a like, well, how could it hurt? Well, listen, I wouldn't want them to get a vaccination or get any procedure for anything that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
So, no, unnecessary for those two. Elderly parents, yes, probably a better reason they should get it, the vaccination, than the kids. And then I moved forward, and that was about it. And then you became an anti-vaxxer, and you were called a heretic, and you're killing grandma or some version of that, and people got very animated by it. And now it turns out that there's studies.
Right.
And lo and behold, as everyone's sitting down, turns out that may be bad for you. And all I said was, very early on, I said, people are going to wish they didn't get this vaccination. Now, my parents are dead. So I don't know if they wish they got it or wish they didn't. But when, my mom died 18 months into COVID, not of COVID, just she died of old age. About 18 months in. And my dad died probably 3 or 4 years into COVID or after COVID. Not by COVID. But when you're collectively 88 and 91, then yeah, go ahead and roll the dice on a vaccine that may or may not work. But when you're 14, now that may stick with you for a while. So that's how I came down. Do you guys, you know what we need to find too? That cow, Sotomayor, Supreme Court Justice. Remember she was up there making an argument that everyone needed to be vaccinated because there were kids on ventilators. Like, first off, can we circle back and rub some of this shit in these assholes' faces?
It's not working. I mean, you saw Birx just come out and say, actually, we should have followed the science and kids didn't need this. Did you not see this? It's like Dave Smith was furious. He came out and he's like, somebody needs to pay for this shit. Yeah. And
I was talking to Mike August about it, and it's like, who's Dave Smith? But but I get it. He was a Legion of Skank.
Nobody. Some local guy in Salt Lake, I think.
No, these people lied to our faces trying to get our kids an experimental vaccine, and nobody's accountable. Here's Sotomayor, by the way, when they went to the Supreme Court, and thank God, and by the way, to you assholes that are always like, the Supreme Court is weaponized. Well, thank God the Supreme Court leans right, or we'd all be vaccinated, or we couldn't have gone back to our work. According to the left side of the Supreme Court, that's what they wanted. But here's Sotomayor, I guess.
We have over 100,000 children, which we've never had before, in serious condition, and many on ventilators.
Yeah, listen, dumb cow. None of that's true.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
None of it.
So it's like she's breaking ground. Yes, she's the dumbest Hispanic ever to be on the Supreme Court. Yes, she's a groundbreaker. She's a fucking idiot, and she's dangerous. She wanted every one of your kids to be forced vaxxed. You understand? And so
weren't they though? I had to vaccinate my kids for them to go to school.
You idiots. Listen, couple things. You forced kids to do something that was unhealthy for their body, and then you also fucked their mind up by locking them out of school for a year and a half. But other than that, you love the kids. Okay. Here's all I'm saying. Maybe when the next whatever comes down the pike, maybe you sit the next one out. Maybe you don't weigh in. Maybe don't get your crystal ball out and tell us what's going to happen on the next one. Or maybe don't argue with me when I tell you what's happening.
Okay, there's two elements to this. One is Birx, the evangelical doctor, who, by the way, Drew taught me so much about her on a podcast. They knew, she just admitted, I believe it was on Piers Morgan, that they knew kids did not need this vaccine and said, I wished we'd followed the science, something to that effect. So there are individuals that in fact did know kids did not need this. Now, there are a separate group of individuals, I'm assuming, like Sotomayor, who thought that they knew and bought the rhetoric without doing any homework and went forward, shamed everybody and said, you've got to do this because Fauci says so or whoever Birx says so they must be right. I see this all the time with a million different things, though. Very educated, intelligent people that form complete opinions and know absolutely nothing about which they speak. All the time.
Yeah, well, especially in your industry. I mean, diet-wise, you have kooks coming out of woodwork. But yes, no, I completely agree. You know nothing.
The time.
Just humble yourself and shut the fuck up. And also, use a little kind of horse sense. You know, like I just looked around my neighborhood. We had tons and tons of kids. No one was ever sick. No one perished. No one was on a ventilator. So I was like, I've looked around. I've done my own survey.
Well, their argument was they'll give it to the grandma. It's like, well, how though? If it's a vaccine, didn't you say it would prevent transmission? I mean, we've all seen that clip of Rachel Maddow. It stops with you.
Oh, we saw it with Rochelle Walensky lying. Okay, they all lied about it. Fine. Now it's injurious for some people. Thank you very much. I don't know, find a mirror and stare into it, you fucking retards. But I hearken back to this clip, and I don't know if there's a date on this clip, but it's a couple of women. I just stumbled into MSNBC.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. Why would you do such a horrible thing?
Well, I'll tell you why.
Stumble. Ooh.
No. You can find out a lot about what's going on by like watching how people you disagree with articulate their disagreements, you know. And on a rare occasion, you'll go, "Oh, okay, yeah, I never thought of it that way." But mostly, it's just
To steel man yourself.
Yes, and this was probably 2022, maybe 2021. This is when they started making the push to try to get everyone vaccinated all the time. And they ran this segment on MSNBC, which was a nonsensical segment. It was two black women. One of them was a doctor. And she had long, flowing hair, kind of Angelina Jolie-esque hair. And the other had a natural sort of Florida from Good Times kind of fro, you know? And the whole story of the whole segment was how dangerous hair relaxer was to women of color. And the doctor who's explaining that it was very dangerous for women of color to use this hair relaxer because it had all these chemicals in it, had the hair going down to her lap.
Oh my
and then
God.
the other one, who was tell me more doctor, had natural and did not use the hair relaxer.
Got it.
So we're already off to a dubious start.
Yeah.
For me. Read the headline and tell me what you see, Jillian Michaels.
Parabens have a greater impact on black women's risk of breast cancer than white women.
And the woman who's the doctor expert with the stethoscope around her chin looks like who? Or has hair of what?
Very relaxed hair.
Yeah, it's
And the one who's like, tell me more about these dangers is full fro, right?
This is true. This is true.
This is a bizarre. I mean, it'd be like talking about lung cancer and the doctor was smoking the whole time. But okay, I got past this.
Okay. You did? Because that would be where I check back out and go, nothing new going on over here.
This is why I was very intrigued.
Gosh, you dug in.
By these two.
I'm still watching.
The segment, which was presented as black women's and parabens and hair relaxer, was actually 2.5 minutes of hair relaxer talk and then 3.5 minutes of why you needed to get your toddler vaccinated. Which I thought,
wow.
I remember sitting back going, what the fuck is going on here, by the way?
Yeah.
First off, this is served up as hair relaxing conversation and now goes into get your toddler vaccinated. And that wasn't an afterthought at the end of the segment. That was the majority. The lion's share of this segment was discussion about getting your young toddler or infant vaccinated with an experimental vaccination that did them no good from the same doctor who was just telling you to stop using a flat iron on your head. But we'll hear how they get into it.
Wow.
Well, you know what? Do me a favor. Show me the beginning of the original segment, because that's what this was presented as. And if this doesn't say diabolical in bed with Big Pharma, I don't know what is, because they literally started off by just talking about hair for adults, and then they just went right into vaccinating. But here's the top. Okay. Here's how it started.
All right.
Concerning results are being reported from a new study showing that chemicals found in black hair care and cosmetic products have a greater impact on black women's risk of breast cancer. The study found that chemicals called parabens are responsible for the increased risk in black women, but the same results weren't seen in white women. The parabens also promoted the spread of breast cancer cells in the body with a bigger effect in black patients. Joining me now to discuss, MSNBC medical contributor Dr. Ebony Hilton.
And just got done processing her hair.
Completely unfamiliar with before this study, because often if you're like on the Sephora website, it will know.
All right.
Like,
this is the beginning of the segment.
I have so much to say.
But then it goes right into. We'll give you the other segments. I broke into two pieces. Goes right into this, and this is a longer chunk of the section. So I don't think it's presented as this, but it's not this. So we'll listen to this. And
Okay.
listen how crazy this sounds in 2025.
Okay.
I'm going to turn to the topic of COVID. On Tuesday, President Biden announced vaccines are now available for kids under the age of 5. I know a lot of parents out there have been waiting forever for this announcement. What do you want to tell them about vaccinating their children under 5 and how important that is?
Right. For one, I would hope they see that it did take a long time before this was rolled out, because first, safety had to be verified, and that is most important. The second thing I want them to know is oftentimes this was stated early on that kids are protected, but what we know is that 6 times the number of kids died from COVID than the flu this past year, right? We had 600 children who are no longer with us from 2021 because of COVID-19.
Who had leukemia, bitch.
A method that you can use to help protect your child from being hospitalized and keep them alive to see next year. And there's a saying, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Keep your kids vaccinated, make sure they're wearing those masks, and practice those same mitigating factors that we've been doing now for 2.5 years.
Okay, everything's a lie. Yeah. Masks don't work. Vaxes are bad for your kids. Don't need it. Mitigating factors are, got to wipe down the Amazon box with Clorox before you bring it in the house. This bitch is wrong about everything. Everything. Jillian's making faces.
First of all, you already said it. It's by design. It's a big pharma plant. We know for a fact that big pharma pays at least 70% of these networks' advertising budgets. So they effectively buy the narrative. Then you add the Trusted News Initiative. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, I had Senator Johnson on my podcast, who 5 years ago I would have thought was the devil. Now I'm like, oh, this guy's like the great white hope. So they came up with the Trusted News Initiative to essentially script out the messaging points for the COVID vaccine. And those are those clips of all the different news anchors saying the exact same thing.
Yes.
Go.
Well, there's more. There's more if you want to keep wincing, but we'll play it out. But also, it has to be premeditated,
for sure.
I'm going to talk to the doctor about relaxing her hair for 5 seconds, and then, as long as we got you, what about COVID? And then she goes into a diatribe about why you need to get your kids under 5 vaccinated. But keep going. She's got some doozies.
Get ready. Keep your kids vaccinated, make sure they're wearing those masks, and practice those same mitigating factors that we've been doing now for 2.5 years. What we do know is that COVID-19 is linked to a number of different disease processes that we can already trace. They say, well, you can't tell the long-term consequences of the vaccine. Well, yes, we can. In this acute time, I've got my vaccine back in December 2020, right? I was the first person at the University of Virginia. We've now been able to track persons like me to see what has happened. Has anything changed?
It's been a whole 18
but what
months.
we also know is that we're tracking people who have COVID-19, children and adults alike. And what we know is that 1 in every 5 persons who've been infected with COVID-19 now has a lingering disability where their organs, their heart, their lungs, their kidneys, their brain is no longer functioning in the same way.
Pause it.
That it
1 in 5. So 20% of people who got COVID, which is everybody, their organs are compromised. 20%, which would be millions of Americans, and forget about worldwide.
I don't even know how to respond to this. It's just bullshit. It'd be like if you told me the Earth was flat or chemtrails are real.
But all I'm saying is whether it's Sanjay Gupta talking about horse pace or this bitch talking about your organs, can we stop listening to these people?
Haven't we though, Adam?
I guess they're compromised. She's compromised.
100%.
She's a fucking stooge. Sanjay Gupta's a stooge. Why are we listening? They should have no careers. It should be over. Shouldn't let them anywhere near your kid.
Most people have stopped listening though, and they are turning to alternative media without question.
But they want to know what's going on. We're going to alternative media. Why not trust us? Why not trust the journalists? Why not trust these two bitches who've been lying the whole time?
It's definitely generational. My mom still believes CNN. I literally saw a meme, And it said, I went to my mom's house. I used parental controls to shut off her CNN. This is how we save America. And I sent it to my mom. And I was like, I love you. Really try to understand why this is going viral. It's the boomers. She's like, are you trying to tell me that the New York Times is bullshit? I'm like, yeah, like it's so hard for them to comprehend. It is like the red pill in the Matrix.
Yeah.
It is just so difficult to believe that this is all by design. And it obviously goes far deeper.
Well, there's more.
Oh, God.
There's even
Adam.
another 55 seconds. The reason it's unthinkable is it's modern times. It's a news network. It's a board certified physician. And they're having this very sober talk about vaccinations that's all a lie and all wrong.
Have you ever?
They're trying to motivate you to do something you shouldn't do.
Have you ever tried to talk to a doctor like that and ask them what mRNA tech is?
No, they don't.
They don't know.
Yeah.
I recently sat down with Dr. Heather Hang, who's a PhD, and her husband's Brett Weinstein, and they've got a great podcast called Dark Horse.
Let me, Brett Weinstein.
Right.
Sure.
And I go, Heather, just give it to me in layman's terms. What is this? And she goes, it is by no, I'm going to butcher this, but by no previous definition of a vaccine is this a vaccine. So she explained that you have a vaccine that has live pathogen, like little bits. Then you have vaccines that have dead pathogen with adjuvants, like previously mercury, now aluminum. And then she explained that mRNA essentially is a messenger that tells our own cells to produce a part of the virus. In what universe does that sound safe and okay?
Oh, I know. And then
wait, what?
God forbid Robert Kennedy Jr. shows up and they're like, this wackadoodle.
Right.
This wackadoodle or these wackadoodles?
Can I say one more thing now that you bring him up? Did you see in his Senate hearing when the black senator, I believe her name was Brooks, attacked him because he had cited research that was very credible out of Europe.
Greatest.
You saw that, right?
That's the greatest.
And she goes, are you trying to suggest that I should be on a different vaccine schedule because I'm black? And she was trying to imply that he's like a racist that was putting people of color's lives in jeopardy. And the research showed that black people have a more robust, it's very credible research, by the way, I reposted the research, but that black people have a more robust immune system. And since we don't know what causes vaccine injuries, should we look into, with gold standard research, whether or not they need less adjuvants or less of the pathogen? Here you have them saying, two black women saying black women are more susceptible to parabens, and they're looking out for black women. But when he does it, the implication that he's a kooky racist. It's wild.
It's so paper thin just to play the race card everywhere. And yeah, I think we can pull that clip because I remember where I was. I was in Boca Raton, Florida, and I called Dr. Drew and I was like, can you believe these nut jobs? Also, we're getting back to a sort of process person. Like, he is saying that your people, your race has a more robust immune system, so you probably shouldn't take something that may be harmful. So the answer to that would be, thank you, Dr. Kennedy, not fuck you, racist.
I know.
But they can't stop it. You can't single out anything.
He didn't make any of it up, though. It's not an opinion. He's citing incredible studies.
She's great. She's everything that's wrong with modern politics. She doesn't know what she's doing, and then people assume it's a DEI thing. Like, would she really be there? Is it the first woman of color? Like, we getting into this again?
Yeah.
She's a dope. She looks like Sotomayor. Let me just explain something. Mazie Hirono, Sotomayor, that chick, this doctor, Karen Bass, you guys are not doing the movement any favors by putting dumb cows as your front people. You're not helping the cause. You would help the cause. We got really articulate, smart people who are sharp in those positions, but you getting Kamala Harris in that position is not helping your cause. It's hurting your cause.
Isn't that wild?
Because now young kids are going to go, I don't think black women are capable of thinking. I'll go, son, it's not it's just these ones aren't good. Yeah, don't push them forward. All right, we'll play the rest of this just so you can have a seizure.
Now has a lingering disability where their organs, their heart, their lungs, their kidneys, their brain is no longer functioning in the same way that it was before they got infected with COVID-19. And when you take that developing child whose organs have not come to what it's going to be for the rest of their life, and you stress it out, and you put it on that treadmill and say, I want you to sprint, what does that do for the longevity of their life? Not only in the quantity of their life and whether or not they will live a full life as we hope to live, but the quality of their life. We don't want to see that. We don't know what that's going to be for COVID-19, and we don't have to risk it because we have a vaccine.
Can you imagine?
It's so important. This information, I'm like almost applauding.
We created this shit in a lab.
This is a pure propaganda commercial.
It's particularly unknown to us now. There's definitely...
It's a pure propaganda pitch for their sponsors.
Is madness. It's madness watching
now, Jillian, do you see why you have to watch what the other side is up to?
But you know what, Adam? I've seen it. I have seen the clip reels of Maddow lying. But I don't think she's lying. I think she's buying it. Yes. The ones who were lying, Fauci, Morenz, Birx, they knew.
They lied. Yeah.
They lied. Yes. Bill Gates, he knew. He
Rochelle
lied.
Walensky, CDC.
I mean, they pushed this through the emergency use, a little loophole, so they didn't have to do the necessary safety testing. And that's why they shut down any conversation about therapeutics, because if something like ivermectin worked, you couldn't push through emergency use for these vaccines. And there are obviously billions of dollars in perpetuity.
I knew this would fire you up.
It is an embarrassment of riches. It's the gift that never stops giving. 18 shots from 6 months to 18, a COVID shot every year.
Oh, but I had Merck in my portfolio, so I won.
Right?
I did learn something during your diatribe.
Go.
You can play, we'll play Senator Brooks, I guess her name is.
Oh, sorry. That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is her sounding like an idiot and him saying, well, you do want to follow the science, right? And she's going, no, I'd rather be offended and be a race victim here. But it's a great exchange. But it is a sort of time capsule. This is what, if people 100 years from now go, what was 2025 like? I'd say, watch this clip.
Right.
That's where we were living. Bunch of dumb cows asking stupid questions of people that were smart and then crying race all the time. So what we do is we elect women of color and we put them in these positions, and then when you disagree with them, they cry race, which is a horrible thing to do as a society. But while you're looking for that, I noticed something.
Ooh.
There was the great Gilda Radner used to do a character called Emily Patella, I think it was. Emily Patella.
I think I recall this.
Gilda Radner. You need to find a little of that because she sounds a lot like Jillian Michaels' mom. And we're going to... Emily Latella, not Patella.
Oh, God.
Emily Latella. Find a clip of that, and we're going to match her up against your mom.
My mom is a brilliant woman, but she is a boomer. And they just are not capable of watching the world as they know it melt in front of their faces.
We'll play the clip of Senator Brooks. Sorry.
You said the following, and I quote, "We should not be giving black people the same vaccine schedule that's given to whites because their immune system is better than ours." Can you please explain what you meant?
There's a series of studies, I think most of them by Poland, that show that the particular antigens that blacks have a much stronger reaction. There's differences in reaction to different products by different races.
So I have 17 seconds left. Let me just ask you then. So what different vaccine schedule would you say I should have received?
Narcissist.
That bitch.
What different vaccine schedule
Look at her face.
should I have received?
I mean, the Pollen article suggests that blacks need fewer antigens than
This is so dangerous.
measles vaccine.
Mr. Kennedy, with all due respect, that is so dangerous. Your voice would be a voice that parents would listen to. That is so dangerous. I will be voting against your nomination because your views are dangerous to our state and to our country.
Are you going to freak out or am I going to freak out?
Well, if a racist
Is that wild?
Put in a time capsule, explain to people 100 years from now what the fuck we're doing.
But of course, if a black person says that black people are more susceptible to parabens, then it's like probably the man put parabens in the product to hurt black people on MSNBC land. But we have no idea, by the way, what causes vaccine injuries.
Right.
And the reality is that they are rare, hopefully. COVID is a different animal entirely, but nevertheless, they occur. That's why in 1986, the drug companies went to the Reagan administration and said, listen, we're not going to play around in this pool unless you give us blanket immunity. It's like, well, can't you make it safer? The vaccine injuries are inevitable, and we currently don't know what causes them or why one human is more prone to them than another. Now, as a layman, one would argue, right, they're meant to stimulate an immune response. So if a black person has a more robust and healthy immune system and you're giving them too much of a pathogen or an adjuvant, which would be like the mercury, previously mercury, now aluminum, and so on, that they might potentially have a more robust immune response. Like, remember the cytokine storm during COVID? That was your own immune system going bananas. Is it possible that this could cause vaccine injuries? Study it. What is the harm in studying it?
There's stuff that Ashkenazi Jews have that others don't have.
100%.
And then there's sickle cell, which we don't have. So there's differences. So well, let's follow the science, bitch. By the way, if somebody accused me of having a robust immune system, a great vertical, and a huge dick, I'd be like, thank you. Thanks, brother. Moving on. Could you put that in writing? Thank you. I would not cry racism. All right. Well, Emily Litella. Let's see if your mom can pick up a little of this.
Okay, let me see.
I bet you could do this.
Let's see what we got.
I think you're doing Emily.
Weekend Update recognizes its obligation to present responsible opposing viewpoints to our editorials. Here with an editorial reply is Miss Emily Litella. Violence.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yes.
Never mind.
No, I think your mom. I think when you do your mom, you channel a little Emily.
Here's the difference. There would not be a never mind. My mom would be like, but I'm telling you about the violins, honey. You gotta keep them on TV. But we're not. But the violin thing, she still thinks that Rogan believes in dragons. I'm like, no. She saw it on The View. She's like, that guy you guys love, because my son and I will always listen to Rogan in the morning on the way to school. And she's like, doesn't he believe in dragons? I'm like, I finally was like, yeah.
Yeah, he rides one. That's how he gets to work.
Like, it's crazy. They think if it is on a form of legacy media that previously was very esteemed, there's no concept whatsoever that it could be completely captured and corrupted. It's too hard to unwind.
Well, also, you've invested like so many years in this thing, and it's kind of here's an interesting concept. People kind of say, or you go like, oh, you lost a lot of money on this stock or this home or this apartment complex or something, and they go, you only lose the money when you sell. As long as you don't sell. I mean, you could have bought stock for $100 and it's now down to 1 nickel. But if you don't sell,
it's not a recognized
loss. You really didn't recognize the loss,
right.
And your mom doesn't want to sell And as long as you don't sell, you don't recognize the loss, even though we all know that was a blue chip stock and now it's a penny stock, but you're not selling because you're hanging on to some belief. But you never really have to take the loss until you sell. Could be anything. Could be real estate, but the loss is really technically when you sell. And she's not selling.
No, she is not selling. And you can send her information, like you could show her that clip and she'll still tell me, well, the vaccine works. I'm like, where are you getting this from? And she'll find an article from 2021.
But I think, pardon me, but I think at the end of the day, it's a kind of a narcissism. Like, are we not willing to entertain the notion that you may have been wrong about some stuff? Because that's kind of what all we're saying is let's entertain the thought that you got duped and you picked the wrong horse and that you were wrong about things.
With her, it's not that. It's just that I truly believe it is too terrifying for her to really understand what's going on. Like when you look at, like she sent me this one article about the efficacy of the vaccine and it mentioned the Virality Project. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Okay. So Bill Gates funded through Stanford something called the Virality Project, which was designed to seek out vaccine hesitancy on the web. That is the brief that went to the Biden administration and directed who, what, and how to censor people online. I had a woman named Brianne Dresden who wrote a book called Worth a Shot, who was injured during the AstraZeneca trial, educate me about this entire thing. She's suing the Biden administration over it. Bill Gates obviously has gazillions invested in the tech and the drug companies. So my mom sees that Bill Gates has funded this, and to her, the article makes him out like he's an angel trying to protect people. And look at this, look what they've done. He even put together this project to source out like vaccine hesitancy to save lives on his own dime. I'm like, Mom, like there's no universe where she can see that this guy is part of the axis of evil, that this was by design, that he's heavily invested in this, that this is all gain of function research. It's too scary. I'm serious. I really think for her, to know that the entire system is rigged, and then when you see him trying to censor people and to go after the First Amendment, if you really believe that your government is trying to do that, I think it's deeply, deeply disturbing. And for her, it's like, no, it's got to be for our own good because it's mentally too much to handle. For the other people, I do agree. For the majority, it's like, I'm doubling the fuck down. I want men in sports. I want sex changes for 5-year-olds. I mean, the Democrats are fucking bananas. You saw that clip with, I'm sorry, I dropped that bomb again. The clip with,
we like it.
Oh my God, Trump and the governor of Maine.
Yeah.
Who's like, no, I'm going to fight you and I'm going to see you in court, and boys or whatever she wants, trans girls will play in sports. And Trump is like, you lost.
Right.
Nobody wants it, you fool.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you there is a thing, because I had a real progressive hippie mom. First, right under the veneer of peace and love is rage, number one. Number two, you cannot defy them. It's just a battle. Just everything's about. They just dig in. It's just a battle. Right. They take everything to the grave. You'll never hear words like, you know what, I got to rethink this one, or maybe you're right, or I feel differently than I guess everyone else does, because I don't feel like they don't do any of that. All there is outward rage. There's never reflection. All right, we got some news, by the way, which Jillian will be equally as animated about.
Oh gosh!
Yeah.
All right, let's jump right in. In a dramatic shakeup for Los Angeles, Mayor Karen Bass has dismissed Fire Chief Kristen Crowley, citing her inadequate handling of last month's catastrophic wildfires, among the most destructive in California's history.
I love it when they turn on each other.
Yeah.
That's great.
If Crowley chooses to appeal her filing, she'll need 10 of the city council's 15 members to vote with her to succeed.
Well, it's weird, because I went to a thing at the Kings games, like the salute to the heroes, and it's like, look, hanging back and watching your entire state burn to the ground, it's awesome, but I don't know. Hero is more guys rushing into the building at 9/11, not guys who never prepared for a building that was going to collapse for 10 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Which is, hello, everyone. You guys didn't do any of the countermeasures that would have prevented this, and then we had a shit show.
That's the big thing. Bass called out Crowley for sending home 1,000 firefighters the day the fires broke out, and Crowley's alleged refusal to do an after-action report.
What I don't get is, all I heard for 2 days or 3 days coming in is we're going to have big winds, and big winds means big fire.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting in my SUV going, all right, well, I hope they must have got the message, because I'm getting the message every 20 minutes on the radio.
Right, exactly. Set up a command. Again, I'm sorry, I don't want to take credit for other people's words, so I'm going to say, I don't know if you've seen Mike Schellenberger talk about this, but he's like, they knew on January 2nd, that we were going to have these crazy winds. Bass leaves, I believe, on January 4th. He goes on to talk about the fact that at that point, Newsom should have already reached out to other states, Mexico, Canada. Can we borrow your firefighters? He should have pre-positioned people. He should have made sure all the ducks were in a row. There should have been a protocol to evacuate people. None of that was done. None of it.
Yeah.
And that's just step one in the long list of screw-ups.
Yeah, but let's get, psychological about it for a second. I have just realized, and any one of us will know how this works when you have a relationship. There's things that are nuts and bolts and boring with just you and your partner. Like you go, oh, we should get one of those automatic shut-offs for the gas in case there's an earthquake that shuts, and they go, I don't know, you do it. I don't know. Like it's not sexy, it's not interesting. And by the way, they're not going to a cocktail party and going, guess who just got an automatic shut-off for the gas line in case there's an earthquake? Like nobody cares. And it makes sense in that we'll reverse engineer it. I love all the nuts in the bolts. You know what I mean? I love the preparation stuff. I used to do earthquake rehab work. I understand how to rehab a building for earthquakes. And I know how stuff works. And I find this stuff interesting. Now, what I find not interesting at all is that, everyone is free to love in California, and we all need to sit at the table. No one's illegal. No child should ever go to bed hungry. I go, yeah, okay, fuck off. That doesn't mean anything. But I do want to get in and rejet the carburetors in a race car or something like that. I like the nuts and the bolts. Like I like that stuff. These people, Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom and many other like-minded folks around the country that are in positions of power have expressed zero interest in the nuts and the bolts. They're not. I've heard them talking about gay rights and LGBT community and children and LGBT community and, all their euphemistic access to this and that and all their seat at the table and stuff. I've not heard anything about water or volume or aqueducts or whatever, and I'm not. It's not even a knock on them. They're not interested. That's not what they're interested in. What they want is to sit and talk about feelings and about inclusion and equity and all this stuff, which is fine, but don't expect them to be Johnny on the spot when the shit goes down, because they're not. Because they're not interested in it. She wanted to go to Ghana to do a photo. Now, look, if someone said to me, let's, again, reverse engineer.
Okay.
Mayor Adam. Yeah. I want you to go to Ghana. For what? Put on a ceremonial headdress and we're going to take pictures of you pretending to dance with folks from Ghana. I'd go, that sounds fucking miserable. And they go, yeah, but we'll get some pictures. I don't want you to take pictures. What am I going to do? You're going to go there. You're going to meet the mayor of Ghana. They're going to present you with a ceremonial headdress. Right. Then you put it on. Then we shoot B-roll of you dancing with kids. I go. Let's go fuck with the aqueducts. I don't want to do that. And they go, well, you're going to Ghana. I go, how long's the flight? They go, well, 26 hours. To do what? to take pictures of you with the ceremonial headdress on, dancing with the mayor of Ghana, and then a bunch of village kids. And I'd go, well, that sounds miserable and doesn't feel like it would do anything, and I'm not interested. Now, I'm not. Now, my mom would be horribly interested in it. She would love it. And if I told her, we're going to cancel the trip to Ghana, and we're going to do a field trip up to the aqueducts to check the cracks and to see why they're not at capacity, my mom would go, fuck that, I'm going to Ghana. Because she has no interest in that. And by the way, I know tons of women who would just be like, I don't want to look at aqueducts. I want to go to Ghana. Most women I know would do that.
Right.
So we just elected someone who thought it'd be cooler to do that than to hang out here and talk about clearing the brush.
Well, okay.
And now we got a bunch of those people. California has Gavin Newsom.
Right.
He's very Ghana bound. That's what he's thinking about is that.
He's thinking White House.
He gives speeches and he talks about nothing other than coming to California and being free to love.
Yes.
So he doesn't get into like, look, we're building a bullet train. It's going to cost this much per mile for this train. Here's what we're behind, but here's what they built in Tokyo. It costs this much a mile. We should be able to get, no, it's just good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. So why would the outcome be any different than everything just being burnt to the fucking ground?
Yeah.
I think you're being too kind. And the reason I think you're being too kind is because we know this is an issue. This has happened numerous times before.
Your house burnt down.
2018. Right? By the way, the one I sold in 21 when I moved to Miami, gone. So the two homes I owned in Malibu, within 5 years, both destroyed. So, okay.
By the way, remember when I lent you that cordless drill? And you're like, I'm going to give it back to you, Adam.
You did?
And then the house burnt down.
Did you remember that?
Yeah.
You
don't remember that? He's been sore about it this whole time.
What's that?
When they said you were coming in, he was like, oh, my drill.
Shut the fuck up.
It was a Milwaukee 19 volt.
No way.
Spare battery,
Why
keyless
did I
chuck.
take the drill?
He keeps mentioning
I didn't take the drill.
It's gone.
It's gone.
No
It
way.
went in the fire.
This is bullshit.
You don't have to buy me a new one.
I do have an Alzheimer's gene. I have an ApoE4 gene.
I'm kind of out of a drill.
I'm going to let you off the hook for that one.
Did I take this fucking drill?
There's a Home Depot right up the street if you got... Look,
When did I take the drill?
I lent it to you. You said, I promise to have it back. Then the fire came. And
my lawnmower...
No, my shot. I took the drill. No
I don't have a
way.
drill anymore.
All right, get out.
All right, I'll do stuff by
Get
hand.
out of here.
I'll do stuff by hand.
Wait, come on. I'm saying fucking almost send you a gold drill, bitch. I swear to God.
I'm out of the drill.
Diamonds on the
That's all I'm
handle.
saying.
All right.
Obviously, after the fire, that was the last year. That was the last year concerns, and I didn't want to be insensitive and ask you for the drill back after the fire, so I stood back. But it's been a long enough amount of time, and the app is doing well, and the fitness app.
Okay. You sure that was me?
Yeah.
For sure it was
In more lesbian firefighter news, authorities are investigating a case involving a woman now suspected in the fatal stabbing of her wife, a Southern California fire captain.
Oh, this one's great.
Yolanda Marodi, 53, has been on the run in the wind since authorities named her as the prime suspect in the brutal killing of her 49-year-old wife, California fire captain Rebecca Marodi, last week.
I gotta tell you, man, when they get the short cropped hair, they put the tie on and the jacket, it's kind of hard to tell. If that's a chick or a
I'd
dude.
be like, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for your service, sir. Yeah. And now, the funny thing about this story, not funny, I should say, the terrifying thing about this Yolanda Marodi has already did time, was sentenced to 13 years and 8 months in prison for voluntary manslaughter on her ex-husband.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is the exact same MO that she pulled on Rebecca, found stabbed to death in her home
with a cordless drill, I heard.
I was just going to say, are you sure you didn't give her the drill?
I got a pretty good memory for tools and who I went to. But anyway.
Yeah, so that she's on the run.
What?
She's on the lam. If you've seen this woman, call the cops.
What percentage of Americans have killed their husband and their wife?
I mean, that's a Dateline special.
Yeah.
You get a Dateline out of that.
That's a special class of citizen right there.
I mean, a lot of people have killed their husband, and a lot of people have killed multiple husbands, and a lot of husbands have killed multiple wives. wives.
Yep.
But
It's like
who
a rare badge in a video
has
game.
killed
Really gotta
both?
earn. I mean, that's
You killed a husband and your wife.
Yes.
I just don't get it. How do you get another bite at the apple?
Yeah,
You kill the first one, and they're like, okay, you're good.
Well, I think it goes into Adam's, what he was talking about earlier, some little lesbian hate of men there, where she believed, oh, you just killed that bad man because he was bad. I'll take you in. You're the
She
perfect
probably
wife.
did the burning bed, defense. So it's sort of he was abusive, misogynistic, and blah blah blah. And then the woman now knew, identified with that when that's never going to happen with us.
Right.
I'm guessing.
And meanwhile, she beat the shit out of her until she stabbed her to death again, just like her ex-husband.
Wow.
Oh, really?
No, I just made that up.
God damn
I'm
it.
just
Do I
thinking
have
of
the
a-
drill or not?
Yeah, it's gone. It melted in the fire. I didn't want to burn you. Obviously, you had so much more to think about at the time, but I think it's been long enough. It's been 5 years or more. Yeah, it's been 18. Yeah. It's been 7 years, so I just...
On to
I'll
real
bring it
estate
up.
news. Fire-ravaged Pacific Palisades lot hit the market at up to $3.95 million.
A lot hit the market?
3.9? Yeah, 3.9.
Just a lot.
Just a lot. A scorched plot of land also in the Pacific Palisade neighborhood just sold for $1.18 million, nearly $200,000 over asking price.
So,
despite being just ashes.
But can you smell it? Is the when you're
Carolla
there?
says you can smell despair
Yeah.
in the air.
The smoke that had once been there. Look at that. Bananas.
I wonder how big a lot it was. Does it?
Yeah, well, we don't have the post, but I'm assuming it's one of those right
That is
there.
the game, though. The game is, sorry, but at the end of the day, it's going to be extraordinarily difficult to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to, and you got to pay your mortgage on the house that just burned to the ground.
Yeah.
While paying for temporary housing until that's done, which is
Exactly,
going to be years. You talked about the permits. I spent a year just getting a permit to clean the property and was so fed up I sold it.
Oh, so during this is 2018.
Yeah.
Shortly before I lent you the drill. I'm sorry, but it was in Milwaukee. It was a 19 volt. And it had a spare battery and a keyless chuck. Yeah. And a drill index, too. A different drill bit.
Flashlight on the bottom. I remember that drill.
This happened. I would have to go. This is bullshit. I want you guys to
I
know.
had a magnetic cartridge with a number 2 screw tip in there because I said drill the pilot hole first and then put the screw tip in and sink the screw.
You hung your TV with
No,
it.
I had a handyman who had his own drill, which may have burned at the house, but nevertheless.
All right. Milwaukee 19 volt. All right. Anyway, the point is, with the carrying case, anyway, look, my dad gave it to me. It's one of the last gifts he gave me. But it's all right. It's gone. There's a Home Depot up the street. All right. Let's just move forward. Okay.
This is a lie. There's no drill. I'm sure of it. If I go back in time, the first time I did this show, I believe was the first time I got to meet you in person, and that was post 2018.
No.
Yes,
You don't
100.
remember correctly.
There's no shot. I took the drill.
Milwaukee drill, 100%.
No,
You asked for
this
the
is
drill.
bullshit. No.
Yeah, with a big smile on your face.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because I remember you told me you called a guy from TaskRabbit and he showed up with a Black & Decker and you were super pissed. And I said, you should step up to Milwaukee.
Homo. There's no way. Because I could definitely see that another lesbian would probably know how to use the drill. But I have de-evolved because I can hire.
Yeah, you said the TaskRabbit guy showed up with
No. This guy worked for me for years. No. I'm going to call him on the phone. No. It's not true.
Conservatives say good riddance to Joy Reid's MSNBC show as liberals slam the network shakeup.
Hold on a second. So it took you a year to try to get a permit to clean up.
Yeah,
it took a year.
Yeah, they don't.
A year to get a permit. So you couldn't. Okay. So at that point, I said, all right, that's it. We're not going to rebuild. This is going to take years to design the house and permit the build. I'm going to take the insurance. I was very well insured, thank God. I'm going to take the insurance money for the house. I'm going to sell the land.
Were you up in the hill or on the
We
coast?
were half a mile in from Zuma Beach on Bonsall Drive.
Half a mile in, meaning up the hill?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So half a mile in from PCH.
Up the hill.
Across the street from Zuma. And so I went to my neighbor who did not lose their house, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, he gave me my jigsaw back because he said it didn't melt, and he said
picked it up. Yeah,
he said I have something called dignity, and I remember he returned that to
you guys are fleecing me from underneath. Where's Mike? This is Mike's racket. I know Mike is behind this.
Well, it's 180 for the Milwaukee 19 volter, but remember I had the drill index in there too, and the screw cartridge with the number 2 tip. But
you're gonna get a drill. I just want you to know. And when you do, you're gonna be like, I feel like a dick. She never took the drill. I'm gonna send a drill. You will receive a drill. I'm gonna gift wrap that shit. You will be getting a drill.
I will go right to Habitat for Humanity and throw up some homes if I ever get a drill from you. It'll be great to be reunited with my drill, even if it's a separate drill. But I get it, same make. So it took you. They're never going to let us rebuild because
no way. No.
The greatest power the government has, like everyone kind of goes, well, what is it? Is it taxes? Is it parking tickets? Is it, school vouchers or something? It's the permit process.
Yeah.
The permit process is you say to the government, may I do this stuff on my own land, and may I pay you for the opportunity to do it? And they go, we're going to think about it.
Yeah.
But don't hold your breath.
That's right.
And then everyone who has no incentive to help you or to expedite this process or to do anything just bends you over and sticks it to you, and they just go, that's it. And they just have dominion over you, and there's nothing you can do. It's totally frustrating, and you just go, all I'm trying to do is do work on my own property that I pay property taxes on to you, and they go, not so fast, champ. And then they go take a break and they sit down, and that's the process. And there's no you going across the street to some alternative whatever. There's some versions of things where, like, you want to get clear at the airport, and it's security, but it's also privatized, and so you can go to a local kiosk or something. This is all government all the time. The biggest bureaucratic mess and the biggest pencil pushers, it's all in the permit property. It's all in the plan check. It's all there, and it grinds things to a halt, and it's everything that's wrong with big government. And you never experience it as long as you're renting apartments and working at Starbucks. But when you get something and you go in and talk to these people, you will learn to despise this big government. And California has completely snowballed out of control in that department. And they claim to sort of go, it's like a tiger saying to a gazelle, no, move into my cage, I've gone vegan. And the gazelle's like, really? Oh, yeah, I'm different. But you ate my mom. Yeah, I know, but that was the old me.
I'm changed.
Yeah, I'm changing.
Found God.
I'm changed.
Yeah.
Even if the tiger thinks he's changed, how long is that tiger going to sit in that cage with that gazelle before he devours it?
It's big money, though.
They can't stop themselves.
It is big
that's
money.
That's where we're at right now.
One of the reasons they wanted, or they made us wait a year, is because then they turned around and they're like, well, the city may have to do the cleanup. File with us if you want the city to do. So the game was, you can't hire somebody independent. The city wanted your insurance money to do the cleanup.
Oh, right.
That was the trick. And I was like, oh my God.
And remember, Kamala Harris, at the beginning of the show, she didn't say anything about expediting the cleanup or expediting the permit process or getting a team in here to start rebuilding. She's like, it smells toxic-y. like smokers, like smoky and toxic. She said it smells toxic. You know what I mean? Oh, that's all they're saying. It's like, we gotta slow it down. Meanwhile, it rains and it all just drains into the ocean. All your toxic shit you're worried about.
So bad.
It's all killing the fishies.
Yep. It's bananas how bad it is. It looks like a war zone.
I know.
It truly is dystopian. It's hard to believe until you're physically there. And you see it with your own eyes, and it doesn't compute. It's bizarre.
I mean, you guys can find the clip that I put out last week or the week before, but you can see it's I don't know what it is, a 30-second, whatever. I released my whatever, but I don't need the whole thing. But it was 2 months ago, Trump was up there going, hurry up.
There's no plan.
And
nothing.
Mayor Bass was like, but safely. It's like, no, not safely. Hurry, let people clean their land. And she was like, we're gonna do that. We're gonna. No, you are not. You have no intention.
There's no plan.
By the way, you can't do it. It's not in your DNA. You're not practical. You're a talker. You're not a doer.
There's no one in charge in Malibu. So
that's right.
Nobody. There's like an interim person and nobody knows what to do. And Malibu's essentially an island. We just had the Franklin fire on the other side.
I had to evacuate 3 weeks earlier. I said to my sister before I went in there, I go, is there some website that you could go to? And she's like, there is a website. And I go, is there anything on it? Updates, anything? She's like, no. Like, okay.
No, there's no plan. And that's what they were telling me, is that there's no one in charge. There's no one running the show. Oh, here you go. Yeah, there's no plan. No one knows what to do.
Yeah, this is...
And it looks exactly the same as it did January 9th.
This is 2 months ago. This is 1 month ago?
Yeah, 1 month.
1 month ago. Okay, sir. Play it.
And the number one thing that we are going to do immediately, and you will see this happen, is to clear out the debris.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't cost a lot.
Yes, and they can.
I just think you have to allow the people to go on their site and start the process tonight.
And we will.
Well, Mayor Karen Bass, you can pause it there.
Yep, there you go.
And we will. And we will like never, or and we will like you're lying, or...
There's no process.
You have the president of the United States going, I want people to go out on their property, I want to clean and dispose of the garbage. And you go, and we will.
Right.
Except for you will not, and you have no intentions of it, and it's never going to happen. And then the floods came, and it's all in the ocean.
Are you hearing eminent domain? Because I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that
really?
They may not let people rebuild.
Well, never let a good tragedy or disaster go to waste. I mean, that's what happened with COVID. They're like, oh, let's see if we can get Trump out of here and get this mummy Joe Biden installed, because we got a little something called COVID. Well, that's going to work it, man. So yes, whoever wants to do whatever they want to do, they never state what they want to do, which is this: I want full command over you and everything you do all the time. And I really don't even like rich people or people that own property. I'd like us to own it, and we can see if we'll lease it back to you, but they never can say it. So what they say is, and we want people to come in and rebuild as fast as possible.
Right.
Now, Trump is not a process guy. Trump's a commercial builder. So his mind's going, let's go. And Karen Bass is sitting there going, I wish I was back in Ghana.
Yep. What do you think Newsom's thinking, though? Because this kind of circles back to, I just don't like to do it. I have to call bullshit on that, because I can point to specific bills that landed on his desk that passed with broad consensus across all the legislative bodies in California. For forestry management, Bill AB 2330 was one, and he vetoed it.
Yeah. Well, I should say...
Sign! You're done! The work is done!
He doesn't have an interest in it, and he has much greater interest in the sort of good vibes club. And
Adam, sign it. Who gives a shit what you have interest in? The work is done for you. Why did he not sign it?
He's getting pressure from environmental groups.
And what they want to do, like they want to, what is that bill? They wanted to trim
forestry management.
Environmental groups think you intervening in any way.
Yeah, but we have like humans living here.
But they also, listen, if you want to cut your son's dick off, no problemo. But let's not intervene in the forest now. That's how they work it.
So what are they Na'vi? Are they some type of forest creatures? These people?
It depends on the issue.
Right.
I mean, literally, it's like all the smelt fish. The supporting the people who grow shelled nuts. Like there's all different kinds
I love
of elements
animals
attributed
more
to
than
this.
most people, and I
But
think that
we always did control
there was
birds
like
growing
milk.
up here.
They didn't want to hurt the milkweed.
Yeah, because the mark, butterfly. But the reality is that you gotta call bullshit on that because anybody with a brain, the 3-year-old bellowing on your plane, could put together that these fires release more carbon, more toxic shit, the mattress that melted. I mean, forgot all that stuff that goes into the air, rains on the crops in the middle of the state, drains off into the ocean. It doesn't take a genius. So what's actually going the fuck on?
I know. Well, now we're getting into, is there some sort of evil motivation?
Go down that road, but it does not make sense.
I agree, but also Karen Bass is fucking dumb.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And a lot of these people are just dumb.
Newsom's not dumb. He's a
Newsom's not
sociopath.
dumb. He's
You
not
said
dumb.
it, and you're right.
He is. He's a sociopath. The other people are just kind of...
But Adam, he's the tip of the spear.
I agree. All right. Mayhem, I want to hear those other stories tomorrow because they're so good. But Jillian, Jillian's so passionate.
We love it.
I love it too. It's Keeping It Real with Jillian Michaels, and then also the fitness app, which you should definitely explore as well. And you can go to website, JillianMichaels.com. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be in San Luis, but that's selling out. But Monterey, there's tickets left for, and that's Saturday at the Golden State Theater, and then Uptown Theater in Napa. But you can go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. Jillian, always great to see you, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate
I'm
it.
just kind of...
You drill. Fuck off.
I'm going to put I'm just going to put my nose against the glass. The Home Depot's right up the street. It's walking
line
distance.
is drill. Oh, my God.
Until next time, I'm over Jillian Drill Stealing Michaels and Mayhem Miller saying mahalo.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much for having me.
Joe from the classroom to the stage. Good to see him.
Yeah.
Joe's got dates coming up. He's also got a monthly show over at the Belly Room over at the Comedy Store. I love the Belly Room. Very intimate, very nice. My Straight Friends, it's once a month over there. Also shows on the road as well. And you can go to Joe Dombrowski. It's long, but it's phonetic.com if you want to get all those dates. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What did you, so what subjects did you teach? Oh, you can turn the mic a little bit.
Get ready for this.
There you go.
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yeah, I taught everything kindergarten to 5th grade, and it was insane.
In kindergarten, are you mostly just sort of a wrangler at that point, or are you actually able to impart things to them?
No, you're imparting, but like I think the main thing is I'm not teaching them anything other than just how to school.
Right.
How to function in school, how to behave and do all that. Other than that, it's out the window. Because in kindergarten, you could have a plan, and it's never going to go according to that plan. Like a bird hits the window, and your day is lost.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking back on some of my old teachers the other day, and like growing up out here, school was very institutional. You know, every school I went to was built in the 20s or the 30s. It was essentially a box. It had thick screen on the outside, like so people couldn't get out or get in, you know, and the palette was all like gray and flesh color and weird sort of light avocado. Like everything they did was institutional. Like it wouldn't look any different than a prison or an insane asylum.
Right. I thought you were going to tell me your school was one room with a bell on top.
No, that was a little house on the prairie.
Right. No, but the funniest thing is my very first year teaching, I went in there and talk about underfunded. Like there's no money to do this. It was like 4 desks and a couple pencils, and I had to fund the rest myself. But
where was
this? This is just outside of Detroit, Michigan.
Oh boy.
And books that they gave me were books that I was using to teach when I was in elementary school. I'm like, I don't think this is adding up. I think some things have changed.
Yeah.
But you got to make the best of it.
Yeah, I didn't really. I was kind of warehoused, but it was also understood. Like we had a kind of tacit agreement, which is like, I'll show up. You won't have to come looking for me, but don't expect me to do anything. And they're like, yeah, okay, we got it. And so it was like a thing where I would punch in and sit down and not really do anything, but all they needed was for me to be there so they could get the money
and the numbers. That's real. That's still real.
And they kind of left me alone, and I left them alone. And then to make things even worse, my school, North Hollywood High, they start these, I don't know what they call them euphemistically, but chartery things or something, but they had Amelia Earhart. So what they do is they take a corner of the school, they put a trailer on it, they put a fence around it, and they're like, look, you fuck-ups who can't even handle North Hollywood High, the rigors academically of North Hollywood High, which is close to zero. You students who can't make it through the day without smoking, we will create another school called Amelia Earhart. And for that school, all you need to do is show up, call your teachers by their first name, and sit around and smoke on a coffee table over there.
Hill.
And if you want to get up and walk to Jack in the Box, go ahead. You don't have to check out. You don't have to do anything. But we will call roll, and you will be here.
That's still real. Let me ask you this: class clown or no?
I was. Yes, I was class clown.
Yes,
Okay.
him. Yes.
Yeah. Were you class clown?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, you
and
were?
I was just bring the ruckus, getting a brawl all the time, just whatever.
Yeah.
Just having funsies.
Were you? Well, you did stand up when you were like in the third grade, right?
I've been third grade for my third grade talent show, and the craziest part about it is my elementary teachers will sometimes pop into my shows now. No one's surprised.
Really?
Nobody's surprised or shocked.
I didn't have the guts to do formal stand up at that age.
Well, all my jokes were stolen from a magician.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had a magician at my first communion after party because we're Polish, so you need to keep drinking after drinking.
Yeah.
And I remember all of his jokes were making me laugh, and I just remembered them all verbatim.
Really?
He remembered every single one of them. I made my mom bring out my suit for my first communion so I could wear it on stage. Because this is the 90s, too. Like, stand-up was still, like, super, super formal.
Yeah.
And I went up there in my suit and stole all this magician's work and
little baby Joe Rogan jumped out of the crowd and yelled at you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And it worked.
And then we grappled. Yep, it worked.
Did you win the talent show?
So there wasn't winning.
Oh, there's just everyone was out there.
But if we're going to be real, was I the best one? Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing a really young person do stand up is sort of fun and novel in and of itself.
It was sick though too. Like I grew up in a stand up family, so I was exposed to a lot. I remember singing the Man Show intro song with my friends, like in school.
Wow. I remember writing the Man Show intro song. Yeah. I was sitting at a desk, and Jimmy was like sitting at that desk, and we just started writing it. Yeah. But anyway,
lots of stand up. I was exposed to it, and I'll never forget watching very specific people do very specific things and being like, I can do that. Like Ellen DeGeneres has this very specific joke where she's using her claw to go up and grab toilet paper that was stuck in the thing. And I was like, I can see what she's doing, but there's nothing there. And everybody's laughing at this. And I do that in school. So like, can somebody pay me for this?
So you grew up, you say, in a stand-up family, but what's that mean?
Oh, we were just consuming it all the time.
Everyone in your family?
I'm the only comedian, yes, but we were watching lots and lots.
Because like if I said I grew up in a logging family, and you said, what's that mean? I said, we watched a lot of loggers. You'd be confused. You'd think I was loggers. Consumption family.
Lots of stand-up consumption.
Well, that's, let's philosophically break that down.
Yeah.
It's good because it means that you have a mutual interest, and then your dad has a love and your mom has a passion or whatever, and it's like expressed and exposed to you. But it's also a mindset, which is I want to laugh. You know, like my mom didn't watch comedy or like comedy or watch stand-up, but it's because she was depressed and wanted to kind of waller in her misery all the time. So it wasn't like she didn't like stand-up. It's like saying, you know, it's like saying, well, my parents didn't like eating out or something. It's really what they're kind of saying is they didn't like being social with people and enjoying themselves. You know what I mean? It's not about pork chops. It's kind of about the mindset, right? Because like when I think, like you think about somebody you just adore and you go, oh, we should get a steak and a martini, and you get it on the calendar, and you're not really so much thinking about the steak. You're thinking about, I get to sit with that person and have a martini and have a great conversation, you know? So it's like your parents must have been sort of joyous, I guess, if they liked stand-up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the thing too.
I think it's the same with roller skating, by the way. People love roller skating. They're like, that's just a happy. That's not a person that likes being on wheels. They're saying, I enjoy shit.
Absolutely. But they loved it, and I was in such a social family too. Like we were hosting a lot. Like my parents, the full bar. People were always at our house hanging out. And then, you know, on the weekdays, we're watching Roseanne. We're watching Home Improvement. Like we're just consuming a lot of comedians, and still in this very like happy environment. So when I wanted to do it at first, they were not okay with it.
They weren't.
Because they didn't want this like struggling artist narrative, right? Which is actually how I went into teaching, because I wanted to find something else that I really like and pursue a degree in that, as they wanted me to have that first. But I was always doing stand-up on the side because teachers are, poor people. So I needed to put gas in my car for real. So I'm doing $20 spots, $50 spots, just to be able to do that. And then eventually it blew up to the point where I could, you know, live the dream and actually leave and do it. And then they were like, go for it. And now they're my biggest fans.
Man, I really love your family.
They're cool. They're cool. They're cool.
And what did they do?
My mom is a nurse. And my dad is a retired civil engineer for an Air Force base. And now he is the church maintenance man.
Is a civil engineer for an Air Force base mean he's in the Air Force?
No, he was actually in the Navy. And also, I think the term engineer in that title was generous. I think he...
Like he's a sanitation engineer. Bob, someone shit up the toilet real big. Go over there.
Right. He's
get your plunger, engineer.
Yeah.
Engineer that shit out of the main drain, would you?
I never saw blueprints laying around the house or anything like that. So I think that tells you what you need to know.
So your dad was just like a blue-collar dude.
They both were,
And you're, you know, in a weird way. I mean, I guess they don't count. You don't think of nurse as a blue collar job, but it really is real boots on the ground kind of job. Like,
for sure.
I could not do that job at all. But traditionally, pretty good pay.
And my mom was a hustler too, and she worked her way up from like the floor, like being a receptionist to nurse to moving up to the point where she ended up working HR for the hospital, and then did this cool thing called nepotism and hired me at the hospital after I graduated, which was probably the biggest mistake.
Is now the dynamic between your mom and your dad, because your mom is making more loot than your dad is per month.
I mean, is this the first time I'm realizing that?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, look, I mean, I can't say for certain, but I will say engineer in quotes on a Air Force base, like maintenance guy. It's not buku bucks.
Right.
I'm thinking, you know, we got to adjust it for inflation and stuff like that. But, you know, your dad's making 40 grand a year and your mom's making 70 grand a year, like as a nurse. Like nurses, you know, there's a high paying job for someone who doesn't have like an advanced degree or something.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that your mom made more than your dad. And so it's almost for certain if your dad is doing the job you're describing and your mom is doing the job you're describing. But now here's the question. How did the power at the home break down?
In terms of parenting or just period?
Just kind of like when your mom would go, like you'd be going out to dinner.
Yeah.
And your dad would go, I think we get Mexican tonight. And your mom goes, I'm in the mood for Italian.
Yeah, no.
Where did you go?
You give me what you think your answer is.
Here's what I think. I think
this is my podcast now.
I think when it's close, you can, in terms of earning. See, I have a theory. My theory is people go, I don't think most men could handle it if their woman made a ton of money and they didn't. Yeah. And I'm like, I could handle that part of it. But the part I couldn't handle is them waving it and holding it over me, which as a man, you're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
As a man, you could make $5 million a year. Your wife could make $0 and then have a huge argument over where you were going to eat that night.
Yeah.
But I think if the woman made $5 million and the guy fucking made $0, you just eat where she wanted to eat.
Yeah.
And it's also, if she wanted to go to Hawaii for vacation, you wanted to go to Mexico, at a certain point you go, I'm buying the tickets, bitch.
Yeah.
So we're going to Hawaii.
That didn't happen.
That would happen if there's a big disparity.
Right. I don't think the disparity was that big, though, because it was still very, I had a very Midwestern suburban upbringing where it was still, my dad's house. It was just, we're doing that where he's deciding what's for dinner, we're eating it, we're getting up and leaving. It was very much that
so
was
your
the
mom
dynamic.
Brought home the bacon and fried it up in the pan.
I guess so.
That's interesting.
I guess so, yeah.
Is she an immigrant or of that ilk? Old school Polish or something?
No, that's the funniest thing too. I'm actually half Italian. She's super Italian. And let me tell you what, this woman is she might as well be a mob wife at this point. She is, the number one saying of my mom is, if you fuck with me, you're dead to me. You're dead to her. There is not such thing as second chances in her life.
Wow.
And I think now, I've never dissected my parents' family dynamic this much in my adult life, but looking back at it now, I was like, I wonder what happened behind the scenes. Holy shit. That explains all the broken dishes.
Her maiden name is Corleone.
Yeah, no, for real. There was horse heads in a lot of our beds.
So they didn't want you to do comedy because they were worried that you wouldn't be able to, want to make a career of it. Which, look, it's a low percentage job, so I get parents who
I do too,
who do that, and also there's other low percentage jobs where your 8-year-old could go, one day I'm going to play shortstop for the Yankees, Dad, and you go, yes you are, my boy, yes you are, and then you leave it alone because he's going to wash out in the 10th grade. Right. You don't need to intervene. Society will fucking cut him off the junior varsity team and he'll go on to something else. Right. But comedian or country singer, that shit can go on into your 60s.
Yeah,
and you can still be a loser because we know a lot of those people.
And then still, I just was in your lobby. There was a picture of you selling out the Moore Theater. I just sold out the Moore Theater.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and
that's big place.
Well, that is the thing too. I can sell out the Moore Theater, which is 2,000 seats in Seattle, and I'll still walk away and be like, no one fucking knows me. This is over tomorrow. You know what I mean? And that's
the life, buddy.
That's the conversation I don't have with my parents. They'll be like, oh shit, could this be over for him tomorrow? Maybe go back to teaching. It's like, no, I think we're doing all right. I think.
Wow, the Moore Theater. It's a great venue.
Yeah,
it's in Seattle. It's 2,000 seats. And it's where Even Flow from Pearl Jam was shot.
Yeah.
And he's climbed up on the balcony and everything. And if you stand on stage, you'll see the balcony and the pipes and the whole same thing. And it's kind of cool.
It is really cool. And it was cool when I first moved to Seattle. I lived across the street from it and wasn't at that point in my career comedically yet. And then being able to play it, look outside the window and be like, I lived there and now I'm doing this. That was a highlight. That was very cool.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I went and somehow did 6 shows in 2 days at Kirkland, Washington, at a place that used to be like a Domino's Pizza or something. and the first show would sell out, and they'd add another show, and that show would sell out, they had another show. But before you know it, it was like 6 hours of comedy each night. And so I remember thinking to myself, oh, look, we just sold like 1,500 or 1,800 seats, but I had to do like 6 shows. And then I announced, I said, next time we come back, we do we do 1 show for the same amount of people, but I only have to do 1 instead of 6. So that was like my MacArthur returning to the Philippines story.
That's cool.
Living across from the Moore is like, the Moore's sort of nondescript from the outside. It doesn't look like much. It's kind of like on the corner, and I don't know, the neighborhood's not fantastic.
It's Seattle.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's not what you're picturing, like the Emerald City.
No, not at all.
Part of it.
Not at all. But that was really interesting too, because you're right. It does not catch your eye when you go past it, and then you go in, and it's just beautiful with that beautiful high ceiling and all the artwork up there. And seeing so much comedy there and then doing it was
you saw
wild.
A lot of comedy.
Oh there. Yeah.
Well, that's a better and different experience, for an individual, because I'd never seen anything there.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I think I saw Kathleen Madigan there the month before I did it, and then knew that my show had already sold out, and I was like,
yeah,
I get a lot of. Sometimes it's hard for me to realize where I'm at in comedy. Did you have that when you were like at sort of a breaking point? Sometimes it's hard for me to still wrap my head around. Like I'll go to the store and everyone will be like, "Dude, you're doing it," and I'm like, "Am I doing it?" It's wild. It's wild feeling.
I don't know, with the internet and tweets and all the stuff we have in Facebook and all that now, it adds another dimension to it. When I was coming up, you were either on TV or you weren't on TV, and if you were on TV, you're doing okay. And if you weren't, you probably wanted to be on TV, but it wasn't. It was a little more defined. Like you knew who people were because if you have a TV show. And then if you didn't have a TV show, then you're only so famous because you didn't have a TV show, you know?
Yeah, it's fragmented into like 1,000 social medias. Like I saw you on YouTube, but you also have Instagram, TikTok, everything, so you could be famous on one. And I don't watch TikTok that much, so I don't know who the hell this guy is.
Yeah.
But then, Instagram guy, I know that guy. It's just how it goes.
That's
and then
real.
the Facebook people, who the hell are they?
That's Ron and Fran Dombrowski.
Great.
Yeah. So I didn't know. I didn't pay that much attention to anything. I wanted money and I wanted to build stuff. Cool. So I was in show business, during the day or at night or something. But every other moment I had, I was in a Home Depot with folks that didn't know and didn't care, and then I would work with those people. So I was very immersed in building and in cars and stuff like that. So I wasn't really, hanging around at Dan Tana's with the writers, having martinis. I'd tape a TV show and then just go right to Home Depot and stuff. So I didn't really live that life. I didn't have lots of friends that were Hollywood types, I wasn't part of the scene per se.
Yeah.
But I recognized people stop me at airports and say hi, but that was a byproduct of being on two TV shows simultaneously, you know? And I would say, they go, is it weird when people, I go, no, when you're on TV, that's what happens. People stop and go, hey man, and that's how it works, because that's because you're on TV. That's how it would work.
Yep.
But if you were a lawyer who had a billboard everywhere in town that said, 1-800-FIGHT-FOR-YOU or no cuffs or something, you'd also get stopped at an airport and go, hey, it's the lawyer guy.
True.
Well, where do you develop most of your fandom from?
Oh, so when it started to really pop for me, when I was able to take my stuff out of the Detroit area, it was because I made a very active switch to start just talking about what happened in the classroom. So I was telling these stories of the kids and like the wild shit that they would say to me, and it was just resonating because I was realizing that people are laughing because they have a kid or they were a kid. Most of them went to school. This is just very universal material that I'm doing, and that allowed me to go out. So then people would quickly be like, you're the teacher comedian, which would grind my gears though, because I had so much banked material that I wanted to let out about like all this other stuff in my life, but I'm like, this teacher shit's working.
That's your hook.
Let's do it. So I rode that wave for a very, very, very long time. And now the material that I'm like, the teacher core line will always be the through line of what I'm doing. And I'll always bring it up from time to time. There's just so much more that I talk about on stage that I think people are caught pleasantly off guard when they come to a show, right?
It's an interesting perspective because not everybody was been a kindergarten teacher.
That's true, or a sassy gay one at that. So yeah.
Wow, Joe Dombrowski's the least gay name I've ever heard in my life.
It was
Sound
almost,
like a linebacker to
listen
me.
to
Yeah.
this. It was almost Dominic Dombrowski, and I'm
That
like, you
is
guys
the-
missed it.
No,
It should have been.
that's good. Yeah, that's super gay.
That's it. That's either
Dom.
that's like a football player or a porn star. Either way, I'm into it.
Why not both?
Right.
That is I don't know how gay names work, but like Tommy Toon, that's a gay name. Joe Dombrowski's it's the least likely gay name on the planet.
It's so Polish. It's so Polish.
It's the Joe because you got Joe Sixpack, I guess, or Joe something, Joe the plumber. Like I don't know. The Joe makes it,
alarmingly heterosexual.
alarmingly heterosexual. The
Perfect.
Dombrowski just sounds like you sit around
smoking cigars and
Joe Kielbasa.
Yeah, it's like
oh yeah. Now we're
it's like you sit around cooking brats all day with beer.
And you drink Milwaukee's best.
Yeah, Milwaukee's
no, we
best.
drink Stroh's. It's Detroit. Let's be real.
Oh, I thought you had a
But you
cheese
take
hat
a
on.
draw off your Stroh's tall boy, and then you dump some of it in with the bratwurst, and then you take another draw off
Okay,
it.
nostalgia. Bratwurst beer liquid was pretty much in my blood.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Also,
shout out
it's the
Kowalski's if you
name-
want to sponsor me.
It's a name that a foreman would yell out.
Yeah.
Dombrowski, get back on those
Yeah.
I-beams
Yeah,
and quit
yeah.
flapping your jaw.
You want to hear some
It's
shit?
the straightest name ever.
Never heard this last name. Like I never run into other Dombrowskis or anything like that. A woman came to one of my shows in New York and was like, "Hey, this was great, but I thought you were Kevin Dombrowski." I'm like, "Who the fuck's Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin Dombrowski?" I look up Kevin Dombrowski. He's like all over at the Cellar, like doing all this shit. And we start chit chatting, talking to each other. We become friends. I'm like, "You guys want to like go on the road together, do this Dombrowski shit?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yes, so now open for me every once in a while." We tell people we're cousins, like do the whole thing. Never met another Dombrowski till that.
Sick.
Kevin Dombrowski.
Great guy, hilarious comic.
Hey, the Sklar brothers are
Hey.
doing pretty good. They're pretty funny.
I think they're the real deal, though.
I don't
Jury's
know.
out. Jury's out.
Give him a couple shots.
Yeah, we need a
and talk to
23 of
these
me.
guys. All right, you got some news
I do.
there, Mayhem?
I have
Joe
some
will
news.
hang out. We'll crack wise as we hear it.
Oh, take a break or we're coming right into it?
I think we're going right
All
into
right,
it.
we're coming in hot. Hey, HBO's John Oliver faces a lawsuit from a health insurance executive over a Medicaid monologue. I think we have it right here, the part in question.
I've never met John Oliver.
No, me neither.
He's funny. He's interesting. I think a little English accent gives you a little bit of gravitas.
Right. Doesn't it, though?
You get away with the...
Yeah.
Look, there's a reason why every sci-fi movie in outer space 1,000 years from now, they have a little bit of an English accent. What they're saying is we're a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
They don't sound like Cardi B.
Right.
Right?
10% intelligence on
Yeah.
that.
When you hear a doctor at AmeriHealth, the MCO that took over in Iowa, explaining in a hearing about a similar patient just what the corporate thinking was about the necessity of keeping people clean.
People have bowel movements every day where they don't completely clean themselves, and we don't fuss over too much. People are allowed to be dirty. I would allow him to be a little dirty for a couple days.
Your fucking mom would throw a shit fit.
I'm
I'll be
about
honest,
to.
when I first
My
heard that, I
bedside
thought that
manner's better
has to
than
be
this.
taken out of context. There is no way a doctor, a licensed physician, would testify in a hearing that he thinks it's okay if people have shit on them for days. So we got the full hearing. I'm not going to play it for you. I'm just going to tell you, he said it, he meant it, and it made me want to punch a hole in the wall.
Yeah, so he's alleging that they did take it out of context and that there's false accusation.
This is the
designed to spark
nursing.
It's not
outrage.
false.
And listen, the part of the nursing that I could not deal with was the cleanup part. Now, I'm not saying your mom had to do that, but at some phase along the way, there is some cleaning up to do.
It's not the nursing. It's being straight. Like, you guys don't know how to clean your ass. Like, it's just, he said that, and I'm like, this is a straight person who doesn't know how to clean their ass and doesn't care.
Well, it's not imperative that we clean our ass, where if you're gay, it's a
And this
big
is why.
part of your life.
And this is why. To any gay guys who are listening to this podcast, all two of you, do not hook up with straight men because you're going to go back there and you're going to be met with somebody who probably was in that trial.
Well, let me say this. What is protocol for ass cleaning?
Why don't we flip this? Tell me how you clean your ass.
I'll tell you what I like to do.
Oh, shit.
I'm not a big moist towelette guy. I did many years ago, Jimmy Kimmel got burned badly, spiritually and physically, because there were those Clorox wipes, that were like on the toilet or whatever. But look, you put them in that weird pouch with the snap cap that no one does. It's white. It's got white and blue. It looks pretty good. You can reach it from the toilet. You're reading you're looking at your phone. He just reached for the Clorox, man, and fucking heard him screaming coming out of the bathroom.
Oh my God, you might as well smoke a new part through your asshole. That's insane.
So cleaning up for sex, though.
Jimmy, always ready. Always ready. What I like, if I can time it, I like to time the shower with the shit. I like to get up in the morning, have my cup of coffee, do my business. Every morning I do a freezing cold shower. I just cold water shower, run. I don't have my cold tub. I don't have a swimming pool. I've been displaced from Malibu, so I do the cold valley shower. But the plan is for me, hit the toilet, then hit the shower and clean up, because you're never going to do better than the shower.
Well, I'll do you one better. Do a juice cleanse for 3 days and a colonic, and then I'm ready.
A colonic. I do have to say, you guys surprised me. Congratulations. And I think
hold on. I'm not prepping for anal rape.
Well, you did. You are, regardless, moving higher on the Kinsey scale the more you talk.
Okay.
So this is fantastic. And a colonic. Look at you, girl.
I just know the strategy. I know what you guys are up to over there in West Hollywood. I know what you do after you go to the Comedy Store.
Look at that. You drag me out to Glendale.
So, but when I can't hit a shower, after dropping a deuce, I'll do it until I don't see anything left on the paper, and then I move on.
How are you not on the Toto toilet, man? You push the button and get your butthole waxed.
I am displaced.
You're at least bisexual.
Yeah.
This is insane.
I love it, Toto.
I
dragging me out to
I thought that was you on
You're dragging me to the after hours right now, bud.
What do you know about after hours? This is insane. Do you have gay friends? You got a bunch of gay friends.
Yeah, I've had gay friends. To me, I'm like, I know you guys' strategies. They all try to bang me too. I'm like,
excuse me, don't let our secrets out like this.
All right, I'll just lay it out.
This is a lot. I wasn't expecting this.
I have the Toto seat.
Yeah,
but I'm displaced.
But you don't. Oh, you're right.
I can't take my toilet seat. I lived in Malibu.
Right.
I'm not able to return to my seat.
You could have went and grabbed it when you were there. I would have grabbed it. This is a nice piece of equipment.
Well,
that's wild.
Hold on. It requires a water source and a power source.
You're right.
And when you look at houses built in the 80s, look by the toilet. There's no fucking outlet underneath the toilet. You have to punch a hole, pull a wire. You got to heat up that thing. I mean, get it. When I say heat it up, I mean electrically get power to it. You know what I mean? There's no old houses that have outlets by the toilet. Who's vacuuming by a toilet?
An extension cord all through the house.
I just want you two to know, I don't even have one of these.
You don't. It's a game changer.
It is.
I mean, it
really is a game changer.
Level of jealousy.
It's like a shower. It's like a shower that you just stroll right out after. Nothing happened.
I'm so surprised I can't wait to see you guys at Pride.
I went, the first time I ever came upon that was at the Riga Royal Hotel in like 2000 in New York City. I sat down on that toilet in my room. I was like, what is this? A picture of a seal with a ball on his nose and water splash?
I had the same experience in Japan.
What is going on around here? Yeah. I called Jimmy in his room. I was like, hey, man, do you have one of these? I go, yeah. I go, what goes on here? So all right, I'm going to start. I hope one of these buttons isn't an ejector seat. I'm going to start pushing buttons. I start pushing buttons, hitting the ass. So Jimmy then bought me a toilet. He bought me a Toto toilet. Boy, it really sounds gay with Jimmy, but he bought me a Toto toilet seat.
They're on the phone together pushing the button.
Oh, my God. This is how addiction starts.
This
is beautiful.
Wow. Without getting too too intimate in the gay world.
Please do.
Too late.
I come from a lot of theater and sketch comedy in LA, so I knew my fair share of
theater
of bros. I did Acme and Groundlings and stuff like that.
Improv.
We did a lot of improv and sketch. But I mean, if you think about it, sketch is kind of theater because you hand out scripts, everyone memorizes it, puts a costume on, do a character. And I was surprised that a lot of gay dudes aren't into backdoor stuff. Like I knew gay dudes that's like, I just blow dudes or I get blown. Like that's how we roll. I don't do other stuff, or they pick a lane or they have a lane. Does that make any sense at all? Or maybe that was just my buddy Mark from the Acme Theater. Or maybe he just maybe just wanted a blowjob. Maybe he didn't want me to jump into the deep end.
I don't know what the fuck cool gay guys you're hanging out with, but this is 2025, baby. Yeah. This is not that.
So all the gay guys you know are into everything.
I can't even
Everything's on the
look
menu.
at you, ma'am. This is a lot.
It's all on the table.
It's all on the table. Can I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
God. I'm gonna get roasted.
Well, he's gonna educate us.
Do y'all
today.
know what sniffies is?
No. Wait,
do y'all know what
poppers?
sniffies is?
Amyl nitrate.
You're gay.
Yeah, I'm gay.
You are a homosexual.
Listen, I know that you guys are into all kinds of
You
dirt
guys!
bags.
I don't walk in here wearing a construction hat appropriating your culture, ma'am. So I don't think we're going to start this game like that. I will pull out a Ouija board. We'll call Harvey Milk to the table.
Said too much.
Harvey Milk. At least get Sean Penn in there.
Yeah.
They were called poppers, not sniffies, to be fair to
Oh
the
my
straight
God.
man.
Okay, now
Just
you've redeemed
reinventing
yourself.
old
You're
stuff.
back to being straight. No, okay, so do you know what poppers are?
Amyl nitrate.
Amyl nitrate. Do you know what it's for?
Yeah, well, you right when you come, you pop it, or what do you do? I don't know how it goes.
Honestly, the way we're building bridges together right now
You are.
is truly exceptional. I cannot wait for you to be the Grand Marshal of WeHo Pride.
Are they still popular?
Yeah. Oh,
They've come back.
they're popular, but the current administration is taking them away and shutting down the poppers factory.
Okay, let me figure out the poppers for a second. So they've come back like gin has.
No, they've always been there. You just didn't know about it.
They've been going straight through.
Yeah.
Always pop. Because things like rye whiskey, when I was in the 80s, nobody asked for rye whiskey or an old fashioned or something. It was all gone. And then at some point, rye whiskey got popular again, and old fashions came back, and gin came back. So there's an ebb and a flow with stuff. Now, they have nitrous oxide. And nitrous oxide, you could steal a big tank from the hospitals. Some of my friends did back in the day. Or you could get the cartridges. The cartridges are propellant for like working on industrial size whipped cream containers and stuff, but you can do whippets. Right. Off of, So there's a kind of above board legal version of nitrous that you can get. But amyl poppers, what is the application? Because it's not used in catering.
It's in catering?
I'm saying these cartridges are used for catering.
Right.
What the hell is amyl nitrate for?
I don't know. I'm not Mr. Poppers, okay? Mary Poppers.
Well, listen, you're him here.
But it's the amyl nitrates, whatever the hell that means, and you sniff it, and it allows your muscles to relax. Connect the dots. Here's the thing, though. Pretty sure it's safe to say it's not good for your brain. All right, let's get some CAT scans going over here, gay boys. And so now like the FDA is like, this shit's gonna stop.
Would you be able to buy them on the internet in the past?
God damn, I don't know. The biggest supplier has just recently had to be shut down, and that was all internet based.
What were they claiming the use was?
Oh,
yeah, I know.
What do you mean? Oh, I think like nail polish remover.
Oh, I see. Yeah. It's like I said, when I was a kid, I'd go to the hardware store in North Hollywood or the Army surplus store when I was like 10, and at the counter there was a box of a white old school vibrator and a drawing of a chick holding it on her shoulder. Sweet relief, you know, because you got to put something on the box.
It's that.
Something needs to be on the box. It's not what anyone's doing with it, but we got a box.
It's that.
It's that, right? They're often packaged under the guise of room deodorizers, leather polish, nail polish remover,
or VCR
or videotape head cleaner. But why do you have to pop them?
There's no popping. I don't know where the popping came from. Probably just from the.
So now
afterwards, you could pop it in.
Sure.
You give that a huff right at the moment of climax.
No. Before.
To loosen things up. Oh,
the preparation.
Okay.
Oh,
I better get the Congressional Medal of Freedom for the education we're doing today.
I thought you did it right when you're having an orgasm, but you're saying to loose. Yeah, that's interesting because I had a emergency room physician come over here to watch some fights.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, one guy
showed
was
a picture on his phone.
Yeah,
a giant dildo.
Yes.
And he said, I had to pull this. Guy working had to pull this out of a guy's ass. And I said, well, how did he get it? He said, got it with tongs or forceps. You know, I go, how do you get the guy? He goes, you put him under. And I go, yeah, but even under. He goes, no, once you go under, you get pretty. Things relax. But that's a big ass dildo we saw.
God, it was a nightmare.
That's because I worked in the hospital. That happened.
Oh, you did?
I did when my mom hired me. That shit happens all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I worked in X-ray in ER, and that would happen.
What's the weirdest thing you saw up there?
A Matchbox car.
Really?
Potatoes were commonplace. Potatoes are commonplace. Yeah.
Oh man, the Midwest.
I hope there were those like little purple ones,
Fingerlings?
not the big Yukon.
You want to hear how I got fired from this job?
Yeah.
A male pelvic X-ray does show your full penis.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they take all the X-rays that aren't being used anymore and they just keep them in a pile and then, I don't know, probably burn them or something like that. I thought it would be so funny to take all these male pelvic X-rays, remove the lampshade from the lamp in the workroom for all of my coworkers, and change it with male pelvic X-rays. Turns out, not funny for everyone.
It's funny.
I thought it was funny. It's great. Yeah. I think it's a HIPAA violation. Apparently.
Solid joke, though.
That's good.
I thought,
workplace
they weren't
humor
there.
is gone now because everyone's so tight. They're suing everybody. Yeah, that's too bad.
There were no names on it, no social security numbers, just penis and bones.
Listen, you go in, so they say, when you go to one of these plastic surgeons and you want to get a boob reduction or a boob job or something like that, they got a whole catalog of boobs to show you.
I would hope so.
There's no names. But the guy's taking pictures of boobs and going, here's how it works. I'll get my hands on the before the reduction picture. But either way, they're showing around pictures of rando boobs. Yeah, that's part of the business.
Yeah, they get away with they sign away that right. Yeah.
Well, what about a cockshade? I don't get it. I had a Rams football shade in my room growing up. What's the difference?
A nice little morbid Etsy shop. Those things would fucking fly.
You're right.
So was there big to do? Like someone go, who did this or who's responsible for this cockshade?
Yeah, they threw me under the bus quick.
Oh, really?
Real quick. And then I had to go down to HR and be fired by my mom.
Damn.
Now, did anyone know your status as a gay black belt?
As a gay black belt?
Just knowing everything about the gay lifestyle.
Did anyone know my status about this?
Back then.
Oh, yeah.
Because Cox, the dick lampshade coming for me is a different, it's a different message. You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah.
I don't beat off to the lampshade.
He's never had a lampshade in his mouth. That's all he's saying.
That's what I'm saying. It could be like, oh, Carolla, get the hell out of here.
All coming back to me now that people are like, this fucking...
This homo screwing around with random cops.
Jerking off to these dicks in the break room. This is amazing.
That's what happened. You should go back and sue that hospital.
This is great.
Sue them.
What's the statute of limitations on this shit? I'm about to
Listen,
get
well,
my
I'll blow a call into Lena Dunham. She'll raise holy hell over there. Fellow comedian.
You're the wisest I've ever seen.
This is great. I didn't realize we were coming to church.
That's what happened. If you were straight, they wouldn't have fired you. Would have been an innocent joke.
That's so true.
They knew.
Well, the health insurance executive is suing
that guy.
Oliver. Yeah, and that's that. Yeah, Val Kilmer.
Oh,
sorry, Ace. The Iceman is dead. Yeah, star of Top Gun, Doors, and several classic films.
All of them.
Died
man.
Tuesday in Los Angeles.
He was great, and listen, he should have got an Academy Award for Doors because he
did. Yeah, he should have.
Should have. He was. I mean, he turned into Jim Morrison. He sung all the stuff. He looked like the guy. He grew a beard. He got fat. He did everything. Like he was Jim Morrison. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Portraying somebody that we all know, where we know what they look like, we know what they sound like, we know what they sing like we know what their mannerisms is. That is a much higher bar than playing, well, this guy was a cobbler from 1871 who turned out to avenge. It's like that could be anybody, and we'd never know who that guy was. The tallest order is becoming somebody. I mean, if you think what acting really is, and the fact that he didn't get the Academy Award for that is disappointing.
I don't know who did that year. That was whack. He was also.
Got to find out what year the Doors came out and who won. I've looked it up before.
Yeah,
it's usually always like you go, okay, but he should have got it.
Well, he went to Juilliard when he was 17, like the youngest guy in there, and played Hamlet, early in his career. Later on, Tombstone, True Romance, Heat, which is like my favorite one. That was a badass movie. It's a damn shame.
There's a really interesting doc on him that I watched not too long ago. And I can't remember what it's called. I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's on HBO. I don't know if it's Hulu or whatever. But there's a good doc on him and how he grew up and so on and so forth. Yeah. All right. Who won that year? That's what I'm asking. Not that The Doors was directed by Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
That I got. I'm just asking who won that year.
Yeah, I should mention that, he died of throat cancer. Compliment. He was a cigarette smoker. And, he had his cancer in remission, but now the pneumonia caught him. That's how
pneumonia always gets you, but it's always something at the beginning.
You're weakened by
Anthony Hopkins from Silence of the Lambs.
That's why. It was just a bad year.
Picture too, I think, that year as well. 1990.
91, sorry.
91.
Yeah, but Hopkins was playing a fictional character and doing a great job. But we didn't have an A and a B,
you're right.
Sure.
And I think he sung all the Doors songs too, which
he
was
really
pretty,
nailed it.
pretty good.
Did you see him in Wonderland as John Holmes?
Oh yeah, he was great in Wonderland.
He was really good in that. That's a great movie.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, he wasn't even nominated.
Damn.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right.
I liked him as Batman.
Yeah, Wonderland was a true story and an interesting story. And so he played John Holmes, and he also played Jim Morrison. Okay. Yeah, he was great.
All right, well, you'd like to know this. The Malibu home that Kanye West destroyed and abandoned is getting a new owner in an all-cash deal. Yeah, someone's paying cash for Kanye West's gutted beachfront bunker.
So he buys this house on PCH, and we got to look it up.
He bought it for $57.25
We got to look it up and see what it's next to, because I walk that all the time. I've been there a million times. By the way, my latest vlog, my video log, is up on this, where we walk through Malibu and talk to the Army Corps of Engineers and stuff like that. If you guys want to check it out, it's pretty informative. But he bought this place, and I don't know if stuff around him burned or not. It's catch as catch can when you go down PCH. This is burnt, that's not burnt. They string together like 10 houses untouched, and then 20 houses are burnt, and then 5 houses are good, and then 30 houses are burnt. Like It's a weird run with no rhyme or reason. You couldn't go, it's in the part that didn't burn, because there are parts within the part that didn't burn that are burnt. So he buys his house for like 57.
Yeah, 57, and then they snapped it up for 21 million. Yeah,
21.
And now they listed the half-restored home for 39 million.
Huh.
So it's a quick turnover, and the exact amount has not been disclosed, but Mazzella confirmed to the Journal that the contract price was between 30 million and 34.
I don't know. If we're being real, not that cute of a house.
Well, he did destroy it, gut completely. He was planning on making it a beachfront bunker. That's what he
gave
said.
bunker.
Yeah,
it felt very bunker.
It did.
Yeah, I mean, it's all sort of poured in place concrete.
Yeah.
And you'd have to get in there and finish it.
It's weird that something that's just like a parking lot can be $19 million.
For real.
It's not 19 million, it's
34 million.
They snapped it up. Oh, I'm sorry, 21 million. Yeah.
No, he
paid 57 million.
Then
Correct.
he sold it for 21.
Yes.
Now he's selling it for.
Now they're selling it for 39.
39 is what they're asking for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wild.
It is wild, and like I said, I don't know. Can you guys figure out the address of this place? It's not listed.
Yeah.
So I walked that area a lot when I used to live there, and I could kind of see where it was. First off, these lots are miniature.
Yeah.
These lots are like 35 or 40 feet wide, which is not a big lot. And they basically just go from PCH to sort of the ocean. Mm-hmm. But they're just super narrow. This isn't a double lot. And all those houses that burned down were all 25, 30 million bucks too. Now, this one, you should just leave it how it is, because it could never burn down now, because it's basically just a parking
there's nothing
structure.
to burn.
There's nothing to burn. But if the concrete gets torched, they'll still deem it as irreparable and tear it down. As I learned from my last trip to Malibu, when I was talking to the Army Corps of Engineers guy, they were trucking in all the burnt cement, and then they were pulverizing it, and then they were pulling all the rebar out of it, and then they were putting it on a conveyor belt. Oh, here it is.
Is it because the temperature gets so high that the concrete is now unstable? Is that what they told you?
So here's how it works. The burning of it degrades it.
Yeah.
But not necessarily if there was a fire and there was like a retaining wall and it wasn't actually in the fire. So then what they have to do is test it. And the way you test concrete is you get a core sample. You literally core a piece of it out. You take it to some lab. The lab has a crusher, and it goes, if it's good for 10,000 PSI, then it's still good. But if it crushes at 7,000 PSI, then it's been compromised. So you get core samples, you take it to a lab, they test the concrete, and then we'll decide whether you can keep it or not. I mean, I'm kind of, maybe I'm an expert. I might possibly be an expert. I'm not a concrete testing expert, but I've been around where they go, we got to get a core sample. They'll get a core sample just to make sure the driveway, if they poured a landing strip at LAX.
Yeah.
Now, landing strip is not your driveway. Your driveway is 4 inches, maybe
How
6
do you know
inches.
all this shit?
That should be a contract.
Yes.
But a landing strip at LAX has got to be like 16 inches or something, because fully loaded jumbo jets are landing on this thing. So if you built a landing strip, a new landing strip at LAX, at some point when they were done, some engineer would get a core sample, make sure you got the right PSI, you used the right concrete, and it wasn't degraded or whatever, and test it. It would be part of signing off on it. Okay. All right, Steve Hilton is here. Joe's got a hard out. That should be the name of your next special.
You like that, boys?
That should be the name of the next special.
You're producing it, so sounds good.
I'm producing it. I might drink so much at the after party, I put the dick lampshade on my head.
Hey, now we're talking. That's with the credits are running over that picture.
Joe Dombrowski, everyone, my straight friends, monthly over at the Comedy Store and the podcast, the Social Studies podcast as well. And he's got live shows at joedombrowski.com. That's where you go as well. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.